And here we go from the Coliseum. We got the first 20 minutes up on the scoreboard. Komets and the Cyclones for the second time in 3 years here in the first round of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight as we set up from center ice. It is going to be Felix Martineau to take the opening drop for the Fort Wayne Komets. He's in with Powell. And here we go. We're underway as the puck comes up along the far side. Atwell gets there. He is going to toss it into the Komet zone. Kevin McKernan dropping backwards. Going to give it right back to Bobby Shea. Shea on the left side. Goes down the middle of the ice. That's going to go off the stick of Gabriel Desjardins, and it's going to go out of play. So a quick whistle. And the Komets and the Cyclones dealing with two referees tonight. Something we do not see very often, Jeff. Actually, only during the playoffs, as we heard Coach Gary Graham talking about that. But we see it in the NHL, and, you know, we see the pros and cons of that.
Yeah, we do. And like Coach told you in the pregame, it's a lot tougher for them to be in the right position. And so for the referees, that's their charge tonight.
Played up along the far side after the drop, and it's going to go to the Komets. It's Bobby Shea, far side. Long stretch pass, going to get into the zone. No icing. Martineau picks it up, tries to center. Desjardins right there, and Johansson is tested early. Goes up along the far side. Desjardins digging for it. Wraps it around the boards, and chasing after it is the rookie Martineau. Martineau on the near side, dumps it into the corner. Now the Cyclones get it loose coming up to the blue line. And now the Cyclones trying to break it out on the left side. Here's Kyle. Kyle will carry it across the line, drops it backwards. Komets pick it off. They're coming back the other way. Desjardins, long pass across the blue line. They come. It is Schaafsma coming into the corner. And now Schaafsma picks it up to the blue line. Jason Binkley, cross-ice pass. Cody Soul puts it out in front. Schaafsma, nothing there. Back up to Binkley in the high slot. Moving to his right. Top of the circle. Takes a shot. That one is blocked. Kravchenko is going to try and get to it. Doesn't do it. And Mazita Magenda comes up along the left side. Jason Binkley. Nice play there along the bench. Up along the far boards. Here is Kravchenko. He'll dump it in. Now it's going to go down low into the corner. Bryson Martin swings it around. Komets still picking back up to the blue line. Binkley, he'll take a shot. That's going to go well wide. Now back into the corner. Here's Sean Szydlowski. He'll put it off the side of the cage. And now Dennis Kravchenko picking up the rebound to the blue line. Cody Soul with a shot, and it knuckled on Johansson, and he makes the save. Back up along the far side. Mazita Magenda got it trapped up there by Hodgman. And now the Komets dump it back into the Cincinnati zone. Komets get a line change. Good pace here so far as we come up along the left side. And now it's going to go to Bryson Martin here in the Cincinnati zone. On the left wing, it's going to be dumped in by Vive, going off the stick of Hauser. And up along the far side, Justin Hodgman. He grabs it. Hodgman sends it forward, back on the right wing, and the Komets play it forward. Here is Garrett Thompson. Komets just off sides. No score, 17:50 to go in the first, and a pretty brisk pace so far.
For sure, and Schaafsma you saw already, and the Komets winning the battles along the boards, and that allowed them to create chances out in front. And Cincinnati really on their heels to start.
Dominic Zombo on the face-off with Justin Hodgman. Hodgman in the neutral zone, near face-off dot, and the puck is dropped. And the Cyclones with it on the left side. Chris Leone will play it up along the wall, knocked down by Justin McDonald. Hodgman gets a hold of it, and he will rip it into the Cincinnati zone. Going down into the corner, it's Brock Boogaboom. And the Cyclones come up with the puck on the left wing. It's McNally. Goes right down the middle of the ice. He'll cross it over. The Komets are right there on D, and they dump it right back into the Cincinnati zone. On the left side, it's Zombo. His pass is going to be blocked. And it's Gabriel Desjardins picking it back up for the Komets. Got a man over onto the far side. Schaafsma led him a little bit too far, but Schaafsma's going to catch up to it. He'll take a shot that's going to miss on the stick side. And now Bobby Shea coming down in the corner. Back behind the net. It is Zombo. Plays off the end boards. Back on the far side, it's Daychief. Daychief scoots it out to the neutral line. Now it's going to come all the way back to McKernan. McKernan has Martineau on the right side. Skips it forward. Going to go off the far boards. And the Komets drop back on D. They get a fresh set of legs out there. And Chris Leone will skate forward with it. Dumping it into the Komet zone. Back behind the net. Still no score. 16:47 to go in period number one. Up along the far side. Bouncing puck. And now it's going to be dished back into the Komet zone. McKernan chasing after it. Going off the far side. Here's Dennis Kravchenko. Long pass on the right side. That's going to be tipped and out of play. So far, just 2 shots on goal. They belong to the Fort Wayne Komets, and the Komets keeping the pressure so far.
The Komets have had the puck for the majority of the game so far, and Cincinnati hasn't really been able to get anything set up as far as a forecheck, and then their breakout. Nothing through the neutral zone has been easy for Cincinnati so far.
Face-off will be to left of Michael Hauser. This is the first drop inside the Komet zone tonight. And Petrozelli gets it to Bobby Shea. Now it's McKernan with the puck. He'll gain his own line up along the far boards. Now they cross over. Here's Szydlowski on the right side. Pass goes a little bit behind him. He's able to corral it in, and he's going to drop it off to McKernan. McKernan in the corner. Tries to center it. Had a man breaking in. It was Cody Soul. Goes under his stick. Out of the zone it's played. Here's Jason Binkley. Binkley to Szydlowski. Flips it forward and all the way into the Cincinnati zone. And Atwell will pick it up over to Knottle. Now it's going to be played ahead up on the left wing. Nice little poke check there by the Komets, and now it's going to be brought back into the Cincinnati zone. Garrett Thompson is cut off by Atwell. Comes up along the near side. Thompson with it again. Thompson up top. Here's his shot. That is going to be blocked. Save made by Johansson. Now MacDonald. He'll pick it up back behind the net. Going to get harassed there. He's going to shake the defender. Again goes back behind the net. Reverses. Nice skating here by MacDonald. He's tied up now behind the net, but it gets loose. Up top we come. Cody Soul takes a rip. That goes wide. And on the far side, it is Atwell chasing after it for the Cyclones. He'll get it out of there. Now look out. Here's Vive picking up. Vive's got one man to beat coming in on Hauser, and we got a penalty called. It's going to go on Binkley for holding. So the first break of the game, it goes for the Cyclones as Vive got loose of Binkley. Binkley had to reach behind him and pull him down. That was really the only play to prevent a breakaway.
And that's really so far been all we've seen from Cincinnati offensively, and it took that kind of an effort drawing a penalty to create their first chance.
15:22 to go in the first, no score.
Holding. Time penalty 4 minutes, 38 seconds. Komets for Binkley, 2 minutes holding at 4:38. It's time for Zebart penalty.
So Binkley got a little too much of Vive's waist as he tried to get past him. So the Cyclones without a shot on goal, but they're going to set up here on a power play. 15:19 to go in the first, no score. Here's Vive off the backhand on the left wing. Mazita Magenda plays it off the wall, coming up to the blue line. That's going to get out, and it'll be offsides on Cincinnati. So a little mistake there. Cincinnati, one of the best power plays in the league during the regular season. That is a mistake as a coach you don't want to see.
No, you don't want to see that. You want to have your defenseman to be comfortable at the point, and it was just a misplay, and the puck went over the blue line.
Mazita Magenda will be in the drop. Can't win it. Cody Soul gets to it. And now up along the near side, it is Knottle. He'll get it into the Komet zone. Now on the near boards again, Cody Soul tries to get it out. Dumped into Hauser. Hauser back behind the net, rips it off the glass. Here's Mason Baptista. A lot of space, and he will send it down the length of the ice. Down off the end boards. Johansson will leave it for Atwell. Atwell will drop it back behind him. Mazita Magenda will come free. And up on the left side, in on Hauser. Tries to tuck it home, and he scores. Mazita Magenda got behind the D, cut across, and he meets Michael Hauser. First shot of the game goes in, and Cincinnati's up 1-0.
Well, it's tough luck there, but it's a great play by Magenda to sort of put on the burners and pick up a little bit of speed. Got a step on the Komets defender and then tucked it 5-hole.
So it's 1-0 Cincinnati. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
When was the last time your family visited Richard's Restaurants? Richard's Restaurants have been serving home-style meals like Grandma made for over 50 years. Wholesome meal choices for my family, prepared from fresh ingredients. I appreciate the love they put into every meal. My kids love the home-baked desserts prepared in the Richard's Farm Kitchen. Richard's Restaurants, old-fashioned in a good way. Richard's Restaurants.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
This is Komet Hockey.
14 minutes to go in the first, and Cincinnati's up 1-0 on the Komets. Power play goal by Daniel Mazita Magenda. And the puck is dropped in the Komet zone. It is going to get out of there. And here is Martin. Going to wheel it around the boards. Going to come on the far side. Petrozelli can't get it out of there, and it's controlled by Kyle. Kyle up along the far side. Spins around, trying to get away from Bobby Shea. Up along the far side, up top of the blue line. Here is a shot, and it's going to be saved by Hauser. And now back below the goal line. They try and throw it out in front. Hauser can't pin it up against the boards, or against the pipe, rather. Now it's going to come all the way up to Martin. Now in front of the net, the Komets trying to get it out, and it's Sean Szydlowski. Moves it forward, and now the Komets to skate with it here on the near wing. Back into the Cincinnati zone. We're skating 5-on-5 here as Kyle picks up the puck. And out to Justin Hodgman. Hodgman with a wide turn. He'll carry it across, taking a shot. Save made by Johansson. Up along the far boards. Garrett Thompson now trying for it. Justin MacDonald in there as well. MacDonald in the corner. Comes up top of the circle, and Thompson back on the far side. Out in front of the net, it's going to be tipped wide. And now Hodgman back behind the net, runs into Martin. Up along the far boards, Garrett Thompson. Up top to the far side, it's Cody Soul. Give and go, trying to go to Jason Binkley, and the pass was picked off by O'Donnell. Up along the far side, Komets still dictating play here in the Cincinnati zone. And it's up along the near side, coming up to the blue line, and Vive gets it out. Not very far, however. Garrett Thompson is there. Now Powell has to go back into his own zone. Powell goes up along the far board, sends it out to the center line. Tipped into the Komet zone. Cody Soul's there at the blue line. And Soul will dish it over to Martineau. Cross-ring pass coming in. Here's a shot and a save made. Jamie Schaafsma coming down on the far post. Got the puck, but Johansson saw it all the way.
Schaafsma was labeling that one 5-hole, and what you saw there for Cincinnati was, he got the shot and the save at the last second, but sort of deflected off him, and he made the save anyway.
Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight. Game 1 of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Cyclones up 1-0. 12-11 to go in the first. Face off to the right of Johansson, and it comes up to the blue line. And it's going to go off the stick of Lowney. Now Martineau down low below the goal line. Martineau skates away, comes back down to the corner, trying to circle it down to Desjardins. It's picked off, coming up to the blue line, and it's going to be sent out. Bouncing puck, whacked it out of midair by Ryan Lowney. Back on the near side. And now it's going to be Vive. Got his pocket picked by Schaafsma. And now sent back into the Cincinnati zone. Cyclones off the near side. And here is Mazita Magenda. Komets back up with it. Going to go off the stick of Desjardins. Komets will get a line change. And Atwell drops all the way back into his own zone. Atwell back behind the net, up along the left side. Canotto plays it forward to his own blue line. Backhander over onto the far side. It's going to be Zombo. He'll carry it across the line. His shot is going to be deflected, and that's going to go out of play. 11:23 to go in the first. Cincinnati up 1-0 on a power play goal by Mazita Magenda. So far, shots on goal 6-4 in favor of the Komets.
Well, Shane, I'm sure you're not surprised to see the physical play begin at all. We saw a big fracas there near the Cincinnati bench, and the fans reacted.
And he saw Dan Maggio's stick get slashed right out of his hands. He was looking for a call. Didn't happen. Komets still without a power play here tonight. As play resumes up along the far side here in the Cincinnati zone. There's Sean Szydlowski along the far side. Sid in the corner, tries to center, got a man, and it was Desjardins, Kravchenko, and his shot was blocked. And now a rolling puck. Petrozelli couldn't get to it. Zombo takes it away from him. It's banked off the boards. And the Komets coming back the other way. It's Sean Szydlowski back on the far side again. Here's a shot that just goes wide. Jason Binkley on the near side comes in the corner. Now Sean Szydlowski. Him and McNally. They do battle up along the near side. Puck is pinned up against the boards. Now it gets loose, and it's Daychief up with it for Cincinnati. Daychief to McNally into the Komet zone. Hauser will come out of the pipes, puts it into the corner. Here's Cody Soul. Out to Jason Binkley. Back over to Soul. And Soul long pass over to Mason Baptista. He'll bring it across the line. And now it's pumped back upstairs and all the way out. Komets trying to regroup here in the neutral zone. Up along the far side. McKernan whips it in. Baptista chasing after it. Here's Hodgman coming in with some help. Up top we come. Bobby Shea. Rolling puck comes to the blue line. Here's a shot. Just goes wide. Comes off the end boards. Johansson reaches for it. Can't get to it. Now up along the near side and back the other way. On the left wing it is O'Donnell. O'Donnell's got a man. Passes it over in front of the net. It's going to go back behind the net. Now up along the near side. It's Kyle. Kyle puts it out in front. Block shot. Back up along the near side. Mason Baptista takes a check, but he's able to unload the puck down to the Cincinnati zone. All the way down, no icing on the play. Johansson will give it a jab, leaves it over to Mazina Magenda, and we've got 9:28 to go in the first. Cincinnati up 1-0. Back on the far side in the common zone. Here's a shot. Puck left, right out in front, and it goes through the blue paint. Back on the right side. Here is Martineau. Martineau bearing down. He's going to drop it back behind him, looking for Kravchenko, but Atwall is going to get in the way. He picks up the puck, and he is going to flip it forward out to the center line. Off the glove of Binkley. Look out, Mazina Magenda. He's got it. Here's a shot. It's going to be blocked by Cody Soul. Puck is now deflected up in the air. Nobody knows where it is, and it goes to Michael Hauser. And that will get us down to a break in the action. 1-0 Cincinnati. We played 11 minutes. We'll be back. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
Ready for a new apartment? You don't have to look far. St. Joe Place has everything you could ever want in an apartment complex. Internet, cable, washer, and dryer. It's all included in your monthly rent. There's also a basketball court, an outdoor grilling area, pool, and hot tub, and the list goes on and on. St. Joe Place is leasing 2- and 4-bedroom apartments and now offering 3 bedrooms. Living at St. Joe Place Apartments, you'll quickly realize how great the staff and apartments really are. Call 444-3000 or visit stjoeplace.com. Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Coliseum, 1-0 Cincinnati, game 1 of this series. Game 2 tomorrow night, back here at the Coliseum, 6 o'clock. Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight.
Cincinnati has really gummed up the works in front of their own net so far. The Komets leading in shots on goal, Shane, but they really haven't had a great A chance yet. Would like to see Szydlowski on the wing get a clear chance in front of the net. Cincinnati bodies, sticks, making it tough in front of their goaltender.
We are through 11 minutes here in the first period. Komets up 7-3, shots on goal, but Cincinnati, they lead on the scoreboard, 1-0. Face-off will be to the right of Michael Hauser. Dominic Zombo is in there. He is going to await the drop. And Justin Hodgman taking his time, adjusting all of his equipment. Now he is going to settle up. Gets in there with Zombo, and here comes the draw. And the puck is dropped, and it goes in the corner. Komets play it forward. And here is Hodgman. Hodgman will get into the Cincinnati zone, comes into the corner. Now it's Dan Maggio. Maggio giving it a look, got a man on his back as he plays it up along the near side. Garrett Thompson coming in to help out. Maggio lost it, comes up to the blue line. Hodgman couldn't keep it in. Lowney's got to drift back, and the Komets got to get on sides. Off the wall, comes into the Cincinnati zone. Here's Knodel, far boards, moves it ahead off the stick of Daychief. Rolling puck, comes into the Komet zone. Daychief is able to get it into Komet territory. Komets pick it up along the near side. Garrett Thompson gives it to Justin Hodgman. Hodgman got his pocket picked by Daychief. And now Cincinnati, they possess the puck in their own zone as the Komets change. 8:11 now to go in the first. Up along the far side. Big hit by Bobby Shea. Springs the puck into the Komet zone. Now up along the far side. Komets trying to break it out. Here's Bobby Shea with a nice touch pass over to Sean Szydlowski. He'll bring it across the line. Fanned on it on the right side, but now he picks it back up. Spins around. Here is the CHL most valuable player up along the near side. Gets tangled up. Got the puck taken away by McNally, and now the puck is going to be dumped back into the Komet zone. Petrozelli for the Komets along the far side near their bench. And now it's going to be brought across the line. Flipping it on Johansson. He will stick it safely into the corner. Now back behind the net, Petrozelli. He tries to flatten the puck out. He is tangled up on the play with Mike Barrett. Now it's going to come up along the near side. Here's a shot that's going to go wide. Back up top of the blue line. Bobby Shea with it. Shea looking for something there. He draws 2 defenders as he comes into the corner. Shea pushes it back up top. Here's a shot. Johansson the save. He'll hang right onto it. Keeping it there. 7:10 to go in the first.
Bobby Shea making some things happen there below the goal line, stick handling it in a phone booth right there and just unable to get a clear look at the goal. But the Komets are cycling well down low, just see that open man out in front.
1-0 Cincinnati. Game number 1 of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Game 2 tomorrow night here at the Coliseum, 6 o'clock. Get your tickets at the Coliseum ticket office tomorrow. Again, 6 o'clock is the start time, aside from our regular 5 o'clock Sunday start. So 6 o'clock tomorrow. Puck comes into the Comet zone. Here is Binkley. Binkley will give it up on the far side, and the Komets carry it across. Here's a shot that goes wide. Back behind the net. It's tangled up in the twine, and now the referee will blow the whistle. Referees tonight are Jeff Parker and Tyler Pudafont. Michael Fusani and Jake Davis are the linesmen. So far, only one penalty has been called. It's been against the Komets, and it resulted in that first goal for Cincinnati. 6:53 to go in the first. Komets 8 shots on goal. Cincinnati just with 3. And face off to the right of Johansson. Petrozelli on the faceoff wins it cleanly. Here's a shot by Desjardins. Right on the money. Stick saved by Johansson. Into the corner. Back behind that. Komets possess the puck. Desjardins to Binkley on the right side. Couldn't keep it in. Comes up to the blue line. Schaafsma gives it a whack, and he can't get it deeper into the zone. Back the other way. Cincinnati with it. Komets snuff it up right there at their own blue line. And now it's going to be golfed into the Cincinnati zone by Desjardins as he goes off for a change. Cyclones with the puck up along the left side. Going to be sent down to the Comet blue line. Here's Dan Maggio. Maggio's going to find Lowney on the far boards. He skates with it. Carries it over the line. Here's a shot. That goes wide. Rims it around to Garrett Thompson. Thompson on the near side. He lost it to Mazita Magenda. Now left backhander coming out of the zone. It's picked up by Baptista. Baptista crossing it over. Taking a shot. Save made by Johansson. And Johansson being very careful, not leaving any rebounds.
That's a good sign if you're a Cincinnati fan. Johansson, 22 years old. I think maybe his first ECHL playoffs, but the Komets have the right idea, pressuring him, just looking for that quality grade A scoring chance.
Face off to the right of Johansson in the Cincinnati zone. Up top, here's Ryan Lowney. Over to Dan Maggio. Maggio puts it back over to Lowney. Here's a shot, and is going to be blocked. Baptista up along the far side. Plays it up along the wall. Up to Maggio now. Off the backhand into the corner. Mason Baptista absorbs a hit. Tries to put it out in front of net. It's blocked. Daychief will get it out. MacDonald is there. Over to Garrett Thompson. Thompson on the far side. Going to come across the line. Zombo, he has got it, takes a wide turn, and now he'll bring it forward. It is McNally now taking a backhand shot. That goes wide of the net. Comes up to the near side point where Atwall awaits it. Puts it on the left side here along the boards. We've got a pile up, and that's Mason Baptista fishing the puck out. Banks it off the wall, and now it's going to be sent into the Cincinnati zone. Komets change it up with 5:13 now to go in the first. Cincinnati up 1-0. Puck is going to come into the Komet zone. That's going to be an icing. I think that's our first one of the night. So that shows you some crisp passing, end-to-end hockey. That's your first icing call almost 15 minutes into this first period.
Yeah, I'm just hoping you don't run out of breath there.
Yeah.
We've had very many icings and stoppages here early.
Face off to the left of Johansson. And it comes up to the blue line. It is Kyle getting it out of the Cincinnati zone. Komets going after it. It's McKernan going back behind the net. McKernan off the backhand. Kravchenko with it up top of the blue line. Not enough muscle to get it out, but now the Komets with it. Kravchenko with it. He's going to be flanked by Szydlowski as he carries it across the line. Szydlowski with a shot right into the glove of Johansson.
Kravchenko started that play in the give and go and then made a beeline for the net and was a screen right there on Johansson. It was a good idea as Johansson has seen a lot of these shots too easily here to start the game.
And a nice play by the Komets, but so far unable to solve Johansson. Face-off will go to the right of Johansson. And into the corner, it's Barrett. Barrett off the glass. Stopped out at the blue line. Komets are going to be called for offsides. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
This is Scrap Chat with Max Hall, reminding you that while all metal has value, not all metal recyclers value you. At OmniSource, guys like me tell you what your metal's worth and how to make it worth even more the next time. Because we grind up and spit out scrap, not customers. Find frank advice and fair payment at an OmniSource yard near you in the Fort Wayne area. For locations and a list of metals we buy, visit OmniSource.com or call 855-OmniBuy, 855-666-4289.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
1-0 Cincinnati with the lead. 4:13 to go in the first. Komets with the puck in the Cincinnati zone. Here's Felix Martineau. Gets it to Jamie Schaafsma. Schaafsma on the far side. Schaafsma comes up top of the circle, takes a shot through traffic, and it's blocked by the Cyclones. Cyclones in transition, going to bring it back into the Komet zone. Here's a shot. Hauser the save, and he'll keep it right at home as well. Michael Hauser hasn't seen much action. That just 4 shots on net so far to the Komets 12, but Cincinnati, they've got the lead.
Just 4 shots, and Cincinnati hasn't been able to have anything sustained as far as a forecheck. A lot of their shots and their chances coming off the rush, and other than 1 goal, Hauser's had a pretty easy night of it so far.
Face off to the left of Hauser. And the Komets win it. Garrett Thompson tries to feed it through to Jason Binkley. Binkley chasing after it, comes into the corner. He's met there by Chris Leone. Comes out in front of the net. Chance for Hodgman. Couldn't tuck it home. Hodgman now with it on the point. Lots of room. Here's his shot. Goes off the end of his stick and comes on the near side. Hodgman chases after his own shot over to Binkley. Now Cody Soul on the far point. Here's a shot. That's going to rattle wide. And back on the near boards, it's Hodgman. Up top, we come to Binkley. He'll take a shot. That one is going to ricochet wide as well. Back into the corner. Now up along the near side. Binkley takes a big hit. Oh, that should be a penalty. Binkley defenseless going into the boards.
Charge.
Yep. And Binkley, boy, luckily he is going to get up. He's okay. But that is a dangerous play. You know, we saw that in the Boston-Toronto game.
Kadri the other night.
Yeah, that is real dangerous as Binkley was going down a little defenseless about 3 feet from the boards, and he just got rammed into it, and it's going to be a penalty. It's going to be Vibe going in.
You know, in all defense of the players in those situations, some of them are difficult if the offensive player is slightly turned, difficult to see, but when you see the numbers and it's a straight-on cross-check into the boards, no excuse for that.
And it is a charging call. And that's a good guy to have off the ice as well. So the Komets get a power play. Komets down 1-0, 3:17 to go in the first. Drop of the puck up along the near side. Kravchenko can't keep it in. Komets got to regroup as they drop back into the neutral zone. Here's Lowney to Kravchenko. Goes down the middle of the ice. And now he drops it back behind him. Lowney to pick it up. Kravchenko on the right side. Kravchenko creeping in. Drops it down low to Lowney. Lowney, a man up top. Szydlowski, his shot's blocked. Kravchenko now down in the corner. Kravchenko up to the blue line. Lowney over. Szydlowski in the dot. Back over to Kravchenko, right side. In front, it's tipped. Johansson the save. The puck is underneath the goaltender, and the whistle will blow. Johansson, pure muscle, keeping that puck out of the net.
Komets were pushing and pulling and scratching their way on the net. Johansson going into the Snow Angel, held his ground, somehow kept the puck out.
So the Komets scrapping here on this power play. 1:23 left to go on the man advantage. Komets with 14 shots on net. Cincinnati just with 4. Komets will change up the power play line. And the face-off to the left of Johansson in the Cincinnati zone. It will be Hodgman on the drop, and he wins it. Desjardins, right side with a blast, just goes wide. Back on the far side, Bobby Shea. Pass is going to be deflected, and it's going to get out. Zombo with it, and now it's going to be sent down the length of the ice, down to Hauser. He will stop it. The Komets will start up fresh from their own end. Bobby Shea moves it forward. To the neutral zone we come. They'll gain the line right side. Desjardins Desjardins tries to pump it upstairs. Pass was blocked, but now it's going to go to Martineau. Martineau on the right side. Got a man in the high slot. Here's Shea. Lots of time. Back over to Martineau. Martineau now coming over. Cross-rink pass is going to be deflected. Komets trying to flatten it out. They settle it down. Going to come into the near corner. Pass too tall for Jamie Schaafsma, and that will give the Cyclones a chance to send it down the length of the ice.
Final 30 seconds of this Fort Wayne power play. Had the right idea. Had the umbrella set up. A few players, Desjardins there on the right wing, and they just couldn't feed it across. The pass is too hot to handle.
Komets a little confused who was supposed to be on the ice there. That lost him a couple seconds. And now the puck comes into the Cincinnati zone. Szydlowski to the blue line. Dan Maggio in the corner. Back behind the net. Komets still on a power play here for 10 seconds. Garrett Thompson into the corner, being chased by Bukaboom. Out into the corner we come to Kravchenko. Up top we come. Here is Lowney. Back over onto the far side. And front of the net, Johansson. It's going to be blocked, and we're back to 5-on-5. Up top of the blue line, Ryan Lowney with it. Lowney over to Thompson. His shot is blocked. And the Komets still with it. Kravchenko gets forced wide. Komets still with it. And it is Szydlowski with under a minute to go in the first frame. Up top of the blue line. Here's Mason Baptista taking a shot. Save made. Johansson left the rebound for a moment, but then he was able to drop the leather and get a whistle.
Szydlowski, your ECHL MVP, had one of the Komets' better chances on that power play, parked along the left wing side, and he just missed it on the goal mouth.
So the Komets doing everything right so far in this first period, getting a lot of pucks on net, 16 so far. Minimizing the contact with Michael Hauser, just 4 shots on goal for Cincinnati, but yet the Cyclones up 1-0. Here's Cody Soul with a big rip, just goes high. Johansson never saw it. Back on the near side, here's Mason Baptista. Gets pushed to the boards. Baptista now from his knees gets up, and he is going to try and fight through a check here on the left side. MacDonald in there to help him out. MacDonald comes away with the puck, got a man out in front, couldn't get it on the goaltender. Back up along the near side. Binkley now will take a shot. That's going to pinball around, and it comes up to the blue line. And now out of the zone, feathered into the Komet end. And it's Cody Soul back with 16 seconds to go in the first period. Justin Hodgman with it on the far side. He gets it over the line with 10 seconds. Back on the far boards. Hodgman got it tangled up, and now it's going to get all the way down to the Komet zone with 4 seconds to play in the first period, and that is going to do it. End of 20 minutes of play here at the Coliseum. And the Komets pretty much dominating in this first period, but it's something we've seen all season long, or we just can't get those first couple of goals in the first period, and Cincinnati walks in the locker room with a lead.
The best offensive team in the league this year, by far, over 4 goals per game, and it just seemed like the timing was a little bit off on some of their plays. Cross-ice feeds, tic-tac-toe plays in front of the net that the Komets might normally score on, just a little bit out of sync in that first period.
And that's something you've seen all season with this team, because even though these guys have now practiced for a whole week, you know, it's different game situations. You know that, Jeff. So, you know, that's what's probably causing a little bit of the timing problems, but you could tell after we got that power play, that seemed to also invigorate the guys, and it seems like those passes were still pretty crisp throughout that first period, but, you know, you just got to get one in, and then the rest will probably going to fall in.
Power play, usually for any hockey club, going to be the cure for what ails you offensively, and the Komets had the right idea running that umbrella, going to Szydlowski a few times on the right wing side, and again, the timing, he just missed. Fanned on the pass too hot, so hopefully they get some of those issues cleared up and tie this in the second period.
1-0 Cincinnati. We are going to the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show. You're listening to Komet Hockey on Whoa.
Hey, Komets fans, put a new truck in your driveway this hockey season. Take a test drive in a Chevy or GMC truck made right here in Northeast Indiana by your friends and neighbors in the UAW. Union members build quality into every full-size pickup that GM Fort Wayne Assembly builds. Union labor has been building trucks in Fort Wayne for over 30 years. Visit your local Chevy or GMC dealer and drive the Union-made quality that makes buying a new truck such a great value. GMC and Chevrolet full-size pickup trucks, built by the hardworking men and women of UAW Local 2209. Put Union-built quality to work for your family.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Jacob Insurance Service in Angola.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
The puck has dropped on another Komets season. And what better way to get ready to watch the K's than with a pregame party? Aunt Millie's Buns and Rolls and your party spread will put the biscuit in the basket for your guests. To face off with some great sandwich ideas for your party, visit AuntMillies.com. Whatever you put inside the sandwich, it's always a winner when you include Aunt Millie's Buns and Rolls. And speaking of winners, go Komets!
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service.
Bravo!
It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service.
Thank you!
Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
For all your insurance needs, visit Jacob Insurance Service.
Life can be
Angola.
unpredictable. 1 minute everything's fine. In the next, you have a kid with a fever and it's already past 5. That's when you need Parkview First Care. We have extended hours, including evenings and weekends, convenient locations, and Parkview Physicians Group providers to make your whole family feel better. When you can't wait to see your doctor, go to the walk-in clinic that's part of the PPG community of care. Parkview First Care. Get in, get better, get going.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne. Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn. Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Back live at the Coliseum. We're in the middle of the first intermission. It is game number 1 of the Kelly Cup playoffs. It takes 16 wins to win the Cup. We've got a long way to go. This playoffs can go all the way to the month of June, so we're just getting started. It is game number 1 here tonight. Game number 2 tomorrow, right back here at the Coliseum. 6 o'clock is the start time. So remember that 6 o'clock tomorrow. That is different from our usual 5 o'clock start on a Sunday. But get your tickets coming up before tomorrow. Now, after tomorrow, the series will shift to Cincinnati next Thursday. We'll play there next Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday the 22nd, if necessary. And then, if necessary, the series will come back here to Fort Wayne on the 24th and 25th. And this rivalry, this playoff rivalry between these two great cities goes all the way back to 1956. That was the first time the Komets met a team from Cincinnati. Cincinnati won that series 3-1, again, back in 1956. Hopefully we'll have a better outcome here in 2018, but game number 1 not going our way right now. 1-0 is the score. Cincinnati with the lead. It was end-to-end hockey most of the way, as these guys really burning the calories tonight. Hardly only one icing call in that first period, only 1 goal scored. Let's take a look at our shots on goal, being brought to you by Combat Ops Arena. Combat Ops Arena, mission-based laser tag, mini bowling, and arcade, and a cafe full of food and beer. Combat Ops Arena in Fort Wayne on Lay Road, just east of Lima. Shots in the game, Komets had 16 in the first, Cincinnati just with 4. The only goal of the game was scored by Cincinnati on the power play. Mozita Magenda, first of the playoffs, 5:26 was the time. Canodal and the goaltender Johansson picking up the assist. We just had 2 power plays in that first period. Komets 0 for 1, Cincinnati 1 of 1. First penalty came to Jason Binkley, a holding minor at 4:38, and then Justin Vive charging at 16:43. Goaltender comparison, Johansson a perfect 16 of 16. Michael Hauser pretty easy in that first period, only saw 4 shots, making 3 saves. And that is our summary through 20 minutes of play here at the Coliseum. Let's take a break, come back, and take a look at the rest of the series going on in the ECHL Kelly Cup playoffs. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables are dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the deal.
City Cars on Lima Road.
Vehicles as low as $595. Payments starting at just $79.
Dependable cars on a budget.
Over 20 price under $1,000. If other dealers have turned you down, we go to work when the others say no.
Big City Cars.
Want a bigger deal? Get up to $5,555 more than your car is worth. And as always, if we can't beat the competitor's deal, we'll give you the car for free.
Big City Cars.
See dealer for complete details.
Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls' night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's. Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls' night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's.
Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Back at the Coliseum, Shane Albarani and the voice of Trine University Sports, Jeff Childs, with me here tonight, sitting in for Robbie Irons. Robbie is out playing golf out in Arizona this week, so I'm sure he's having more fun than us, especially the warm weather anyway. I don't think he's having more fun than us, Jeff, but at least he's enjoying the warm weather, and it certainly feels like hockey weather. We thought we had a turn there the past couple of days, but we're back to hockey weather. But Jeff, this is really, we expected this out of these two teams. We expected end-to-end hockey. We had us one icing call, goaltenders letting things go, not very many rebounds. It was just a great first period.
Up and down first period, and the goaltenders, both of them really with Johansson, and then for Fort Wayne, we're playing a really good first period. You're right, not a lot of whistles, up and down play, and we almost talk about how we want to see more power plays in specialty situations, but the positive side of that is that you get more hockey and fewer stoppages.
And both teams had a power play. It was Cincinnati. They're the ones who were able to score in that first period. Taking a look at the playoffs in the ECHL, some series already underway. Let's take a look at the North Division semifinals. Adirondack, they are up on the Worcester Railers 1-0 in that series. Adirondack, they shut out Worcester in game 1, 3-0. In the North Division, the Manchester Monarchs and the Reading Royals. Manchester up 1-0 in that series. Their game went to 2 overtimes, and Manchester eventually defeated the Royals by a score of 3-2. In the South Division, this series does not get going underway for a couple more days. Atlanta, they'll be taking on Florida. Atlanta 0-10 against the Everblades during the regular season. In the South Division, kind of surprised as the lower seed, they've got the lead. The Orlando Solar Bears, they are up 1-0 on South Carolina. Orlando shut out the Stingrays 2-0 in game 1. In the Central Division, where the winner of this series, that's who they will play, and it was a dandy at the Huntington Center last night. 2 overtimes, and that's what it took Toledo to get the win over the Indianapolis Fuel, who were arguably maybe the best team in the final 2 weeks of the regular season, as Toledo gets in there at 1:33 of the second overtime. Tyler Barnes with the game winner. Toledo leads that series 1-0. They take a break tonight, back at it tomorrow. And then out in the Mountain Division, it was Allen tallying the game 1 win, 3-2 over the Idaho Steelheads. And we'll take a break, come back and take a look at the scoreboard, and as games are already in progress here tonight. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Keep your staff connected with Motorola two-way radios from ERS OCI Wireless, like the Komets do. ERS OCI Wireless is located on Earth Drive in Fort Wayne. They're a Motorola partner providing wireless voice and data systems to public safety, education, healthcare, and enterprise customers throughout Indiana for the past 68 years. Reach out to ERS OCI Wireless at 260-747-0584. That's 260-747-0584. Or online at www.ers-oci.com.
New year, new ride. It's the Start Something New sales event at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Huge savings across the board, like save thousands on remaining 2017 Chrysler Pacificas, as well as the brand new 2018s. Or score huge bonus cash up to $3,000 off 2017 Journeys. Plus huge savings on Challengers, Chargers, and up to $13,000 off select Rams. Oh my! The Start Something New sales event going on now under the giant American flag on Coliseum. Or visit us online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Back live at the Coliseum, Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight. Game number 1 here at the Coliseum. Game 2 is also here at the Coliseum. 6 o'clock is the start time, and you can get your tickets at the Coliseum ticket office tomorrow morning. We have got a great crowd on hand here for game number 1. Let's keep that up as we enter game 2 tomorrow. Again, a special start time of 6 o'clock. Taking a look at the Meijer out-of-town scoreboard tonight as we just broke down the series in the Kelly Cup playoffs in the first round as we go up to Manchester, New Hampshire for game number 1. The Reading Royals looking to get even in that series, and that game is now going to overtime, and he's gone final 2-2, Reading and Manchester. Another team trying to get even, the Worcester Railers. They are down 1-0 in their series, the Adirondack Thunder, and right now the Railers up 1-0. That game being played in Massachusetts tonight. Down south, North Charleston, South Carolina, the Orlando Solar Bears, they're up 1-0 on the South Carolina Stingrays in game number 2 of their series, and Orlando also leads that series 1-0. And then we've got one game out west tonight, out in Boise, Idaho, where the Allen Americans looking to make it a 2-0 lead over the Steelheads in the Western Division. That's a look at the scoreboard. Don't forget the simple savings you get with Meijer MPerks digital coupons and rewards. Sign up today at mperks.meijer.com. We will take a break. We're in the middle of the first intermission. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
Are you looking for a great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees? Or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment? Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Comet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186. About the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum.
If you're driving down the road and your car dies at the light, you know you've got to make it here, because we can make it right. Bumping, thumping down the road, transmission's about to blow. We're the ones to fix it right. We're the name to know. Russ Moore. Russ Moore Transmissions. We're here to get you going.
If you suspect a transmission problem, come in and talk to the trusted leader in customer service for over 50 years, Russ Moore Transmission.
Russ Moore. Russ Moore Transmissions. We're here to get you going.
Call Russ Moore at 482-9414. We're on Coliseum Boulevard West and in Warsaw. Or visit us at russmore.com.
With 24 locations throughout Indiana, Ruoff Home Mortgage is proud of our hometown Komets and proud of our deep roots. For more than 30 years, our home loan experts have provided thousands of Hoosier families the best personalized mortgage experience. Home ownership begins here. Stop by any of our offices or apply online today at ruoff.com. Ruoff Home Mortgage is licensed by the Indiana DFI, license 109914. This is not an offer, an extension of credit, or commitment to lend. Equal housing lender.
Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Back live at the Coliseum. Nice crowd on hand to open up this first round Kelly Cup playoffs. Komets and the Cyclones. The Komets and the Cyclones have met now 3 times in the playoffs in the ECHL. Well, this is a playoff rivalry that goes all the way back to the 50s, but the Komets and a team from Cincinnati only played twice in that time before the Komets got to the ECHL in 2013. That was 55-56, and then 1993 and the 1993-94 season where the Komets won 4-2 over the Cyclones. Both teams are retaking the ice. 1-0 Cincinnati. Will take one more break. Second period coming up. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo.
fans, this is head coach Gary Graham. Everyone at Texas Roadhouse would like to give a big yee-haw to the Komets and their fans for voting Texas Roadhouse as the best steak in Fort Wayne. And as a thank you, just come in and visit Texas Roadhouse on game nights and receive your complimentary blossom when you wear your favorite Komet jersey. Check out the Komet Corner at Texas Roadhouse, home of the fall-off-the-bone ribs and hearty steaks, made from scratch sides, fresh baked bread, ice-cold beer, and legendary margaritas. Be there on game days with your favorite K's jersey and receive your free blossom from the Texas Roadhouse. Go Komets.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road has added some new members to the team. Introducing the all-new Chrysler Pacifica, the only minivan to win 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Also, now on the starting lineup is the all-newly redesigned Jeep Compass. Capable, modern, and stylish, all wrapped into one. The new scrapper on the team is the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. With 707 horsepower, this secret weapon will leave the competition wondering what hit them. Daniel is a proud sponsor of Komet Hockey, and we invite all the fans to come experience the difference in your next car buying experience. See the complete lineup of new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks, all at O'Daniel on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or online all the time at o'danielauto.com.
The factory outlet sale at the King of Carts Superstore in Fort Wayne is going on now. Instant in-store rebates, manager specials, and other incentives available on nearly every custom golf cart on the showroom floor. King of Carts has a large custom golf car inventory built with pride right here in Fort Wayne. Gas or electric, 4- or 6-seaters, we have them in stock and ready to ride. The King of Carts Golf Car Superstore is located at 1818 Research Drive, Fort Wayne. Take the Lima Road exit 311B off I-69. King of Carts, the destination for custom golf carts in Northeast Indiana.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Jacob Insurance Service in Angola.
Just underway here in the second period. Cincinnati trying to break Michael Hauser here. Here's a shot that is blocked, comes down into the corner. And now everybody piled up below the goal line. And here's Bobby Shea picking it up. Gives the look, banks it off the wall. Can't get it out. Jamie Schaafsma now, he will. And up along the far side, off the stick of Kyle. And it's Bobby Shea with it. Bobby Shea on the left side, carries it over the line, and it's going to go all the way in on Johansson. He'll stop it behind the net. And now played up along the near boards. Here's O'Donnell giving it a look. Back over on the far side, knocked down by Binkley. Binkley has got it, sends it over onto the far side, and that's going to get to the, looks like it got to the gate there on the Komet bench.
I think that hit one of the Komet skates as they were leaving the bench. Strange play.
So the referee is going to point the face-off just outside of the Komet blue line. I thought maybe they could have called it too many men on the ice there on the Komets, but nothing there. So we'll skate 5-on-5. Face-off just outside of the Komet blue line, and it will be Dennis Kravchenko on the drop. Kravchenko and Mazida Magenda. And he's going to flip it into the Komet zone. Oh, looks out, comes right out in front. Hauser's got to get back. They score. Oh, it took a funny hop right off the stanchions and came right back. Hauser wasn't sure where the puck was, and the Cyclones score.
Hauser was going behind the net to play the rim around, and it either hit a bank in the boards or maybe a combination of his stick. Went right out in front, wide open net, scrambled to get back, and the Cyclones able to tap it in underneath him.
Just 1 minute has gone by here in the second period, and a funny bounce kills the Komets. Hauser just couldn't get back, and that's something we saw actually in Toledo on the final weekend of the regular season. Same thing happened to Pat Nagel. He went out to play the puck. It took a funny hop, went right out in front, and Petrozelli knocked it home for the Komets. This one is a little bit more costly for the Komets, as it's now 2-0. Cincinnati with the lead, so a little fluky goal there. And the Komets got to get going here in the second, down 2-0. Puck comes into the Komet zone. Here's Cody Solip along the far side. And along the far boards, coming up to the blue line. Here's a shot. Hauser will make the stop. And Mazida Magenda up along the far boards. Coming up to the blue line. Komets get it out. Here's Sean Szydlowski. Szydlowski will carry it across the line. Got a man. Here's a shot. Johansson the save. He is going to knock it out of midair. Comes up along the far boards. It's going to go all the way out to the neutral zone. Ryan Lowney is there, and Lowney gets it into the Cincinnati zone. Swiped around the far side, back below the goal line. In front, here's a shot. It's blocked by the Cyclones. On the left side, Garrett Thompson in the corner. And now back behind the net, it is Garrett Thompson trying to get a shot on net up along the far side. Thompson gives it a look. Lowney coming in the back door. He got the post. Lowney in the corner. Back on the far side. Garrett Thompson with it now. He puts it out in front. Nobody home. Back up along the left wing into the corner. And the Cyclones get it out to the blue line, but the Komets hold on to it. Here's a shot, and Johansson hanging on.
Just a tough time of the year in the playoffs, and strange things can happen. You never know what will happen. You have to be on your guard at all times, and there's that little thing called puck luck, Shane. So far, the Cyclones have gotten all of it. Komets hoping to tilt the momentum and get their share here in the second.
Justin Vive gets that goal for the Cyclones. Mazita Magenda with the assist. That's his second, the second point of the game. So it's 2-0 Cincinnati on a fluky second goal. And the puck comes into the Komet zone. Up along the near side, in front now to Hauser. Shot, save made, and crashing into the nets are the Cyclones. Another busted play there for the Komets. Left a man wide open in front of the nets. Hauser is able to snuff it out.
Michael Hauser has rebounded from that fluky goal to give the Cyclones the 2-0 lead. He made a strong save earlier in a one-timer, and then right there had to wait out the Cyclone forward, and a strong save at the top of his crease in tight quarters.
Face on to the right of Hauser. 17:21 to go in the second. Komets with 19 shots on goal. Cincinnati with 7, but yet Cincinnati with 2-goal lead. Up to the blue line. Going to go back behind the net. Komets pick it up. Martineau into the corner. Martineau got it caught up in the skates of the referee. Back behind the net, McKernan. He'll skate up along the far side to Desjardins. He gets behind the D. Now he stops, sends it up to the blue line. It'll give the Cyclones a chance to intercept the play. O'Donnell, backhander, into the Komet zone. They move it forward. It's Kyle. Kyle in the corner. Met there by Bobby Shea. Shea up along the far side of the blue line. Here's his shot. That is blocked. And it's loose. Gabriel Desjardins tracks after it. To McKernan down the middle of the ice. Jamie Schaafsma, far side to Martineau. He gets stood up as he dumps the puck in. And the Cyclones have got it. Atwell. 16:33 to go in the second. Cyclones up by 2. And it's Cody Soul off the wall coming up to Atwell. Here's a shot, save made by Hauser. That one was tipped, and Hauser had to come back and make the save.
Tough save for Michael Hauser to make. He was in position in his crease, but a bouncer hit maybe a skate or pinball on the way through, and that bounced in. He had to feel that like a shortstop and then cover up.
16:24 to go in the second. Face off to the left of Hauser. And it goes into the corner. Cody Soul zips it all the way down the length of the ice. And it's Eric Knodel getting it for Cincinnati, going back behind the net. Backhander coming up to the blue line, going right now on Johansson. Couldn't handle it. What a nice hustle play there by Cody Soul, keeping it alive. Back up along the near side, and it's going to get out. Now Kravchenko gets in front of Vive. The Cyclones are able to get it into the Komet zone off the end boards. And now Jason Binkley with the puck. Back behind his own net. Now Binkley moves it forward. And it's Petruzzelli. Cross-ring pass. That's going to be blocked. And now the Cyclones bringing it back the other direction. On the right side. Feathered forward into the Komet end. Here's Maggio. Maggio in the corner. Comes into the corner. Petruzzelli going to go off the wall here on the left wing. Coming up to the center line. Komet still with it. Maggio will cross over. Over to Kravchenko. Left side. Shot. Save made. Rebound. It's going to come out. And it's the Cyclones with the puck. Cyclones coming back on offense. Here's a shot off the side of the net. And now into the corner. Coming up, here is Barrett taking a shot. That one is going to ricochet wide. Back on the far side now. Dumped down low into the corner. Kravchenko with it. Backhander on the far side. And it's going to come all the way here on the near boards. And Barrett back for it for Cincinnati at the center line. He crosses over the line, dumps it in. Cincinnati will change it up, and Ryan Lowney pushed it over onto the far side. Here's Justin Hodgman with a full head of steam. Gets it into the Cincinnati zone, but nothing there. Here's Bukaboom. Goes off the skate of Hodgman. Hodgman now coming down low. Back behind the net. Centers it up. Here's Baptista. Couldn't get a shot off. Going to hand it right back to Hodgman. Hodgman to the blue line. Now on the left wing. Trying to pass it over to Shea. Now he comes up top of the blue line. McKernan holds it over to Shea. Shea on the left side. Backhander going to rim it around. Back behind the net. And it's picked up. Cincinnati. O'Donnell coming up to the blue line. Can't clear it. Komets still with it. Now it's coming back the other way. It's O'Donnell. Nice spin move at his own blue line. Gets past Baptista. And now O'Donnell will feather it in. Gonna come to McKernan. Back behind the net. Up along the far side. It is Szydlowski to Schaafsma. Schaafsma over the line. Nice move. We couldn't get a shot off trying to get through the defenseman. Able to put it out in front. Szydlowski with a shot, and that got the post. And that is going to go out of play. Second pipe of the second period. And it is still 2-0 Cincinnati. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
Trust the doctors at IPFW Athletics and the Fort Wayne Komets Trust. Aaron Chiropractic is well known for providing quality yet cost-effective care for sports injuries, muscle, and joint problems. They're one of the only clinics in the region to provide its patients with pain relief utilizing numerous therapies, including acupuncture, massage, and rehabilitation. Aaron Chiropractic is conveniently located in Northeast Fort Wayne. Find us on the web at aaronchiro.com or call 492-8811 to schedule an appointment.
And now back to Komet Hockey.
Hauser getting big there with the pads, and now the Komets coming back the other way. Here's Baptista across the line. Baptista with a drive and a save made. Up along the near side, it is Mozita Magenda at the blue line. And the Cyclones will feather it into the Komet zone. Off the boards, here's Cody Soul. Back up along the far side, it's Jason Binkley. Binkley feeds it over to Sean Szydlowski. Szydlowski will bring it across the line. Top of the circle, winds up. Here's a shot, and Johansson just got enough of it. Back up along the near side, Cody Soul into the corner. Now off the glass, coming up to the blue line. Daychief with it, and it's going to be offsides. So, 13:02 to go in the second. The Komets dominating here, Jeff, but we just don't have a goal up on the board.
16 shots on goal for the Komets so far, and I'd like to see them frustrate Johansson in goal, maybe a screen in front of deflection. He's not looked comfortable, and you have the feeling that they might be getting close to getting one past him here.
Komets have got the post twice here in the second period alone. Maggio whips it into the Cincinnati zone. Up along the near side. And the Cyclones get it out to the center line. Back up along the far boards, and now into the Komet zone it goes. Here's Justin Hodgman on the near side. Cross-rink pass is going to go to MacDonald. MacDonald to Maggio, bringing it across the line on sides. Going to go off the end boards. Garrett Thompson chasing after it, comes up along the near wing, and the Cyclones have got it. It is Daychief. Daychief will drop it on the right side, coming on Hauser. He'll make the stop, and he'll hold it right there. 12:28 to go in the second, and that's just now the 10th shot of the game for Cincinnati, breaking into double digits. Game number 2 back here at the Coliseum, 6 o'clock start time. Get your tickets tomorrow morning at the Coliseum ticket office. Nice crowd of over 7,300 on hand here tonight to see game number 1. Face off to the left of Michael Hauser. Powell was originally in there. Now he's going to get kicked out. O'Donnell will come in. He'll face Dennis Kravchenko. Up top of the blue line. Here's a shot by Bukaboom. Goes off the blocker of Hauser. Far side, Sean Szydlowski. Missed his man coming up along the far boards. Now O'Donnell, he's got the puck down low. Back behind the net. McKernan comes in to help out. He gives it a whack. Can't get it loose. Into the corner. Everybody tied up. Bobby Shea is going to be the winner. Back up along the far side. Goes to Kravchenko. Now Szydlowski will get it loose. Now Petrozelli will cut across. Picking it up. He's cut off by Bukaboom as he crosses over the blue line. Up along the far side, played off the glass to the blue line. It's Kravchenko. His pass is going to be blocked, and now it's going to get loose to the center ice logo. Cincinnati down the other way. Kyle with a nice move coming in on Hauser, and it's going to go in front of him. Now it goes wide. Back up along the near side. It is Petrozelli. Leads Mason Baptista a little too far, and that will be an icing. First one of the period. Again, up and down, Jeff. We go here in the second period.
Up and down game. Alex Kyle with a nice between the legs move to go wide on the Komets defender and then cut inside. Saw him make that play a few times at the University of Michigan when I covered that program. He's a strong player, a very good stick handler, and again, one of the few chances that we've seen from the Cyclones tonight.
And Alex Kyle and Michael Hauser got into it at the tail end of the game on Sunday. Here is a shot that goes wide and up along the far boards. 5 will keep it in. Bobby Shea racing after it. Komets down 2-0 here tonight in game 1. On the far side, it's McKernan and Kravchenko coming up to the blue line here in the Komet zone. On the right side, it's Atwall. Atwall now sneaking down low into the corner, pinned up against the boards. And now down there, Atwall, well, is Mazita Magenda. He'll give it a jab. We got a penalty called. It's going to go on the Komets. Second power play of the game coming up for Cincinnati. And it was Mazita Magenda and Dennis Kravchenko having some serious negotiations down there. Linesman gets in between them. And now everybody's starting to chirp away. 2-0 Cincinnati, and now this is a big kill right here.
Yeah, I had a sort of obstructed view of that. It looks like either a roughing call right there, maybe a cross-check at the tail end of that play, but the Komets want to be disciplined and not take more penalties really than they need to, and they can hopefully draw a few power plays of their own.
It's a cross-check on Bobby Shea. Cincinnati 1 of 1 tonight. Komets don't want to go down on a 3-0 hole. 2-0 is the score. 11:05 to go in the second. Face off to the left of Michael Hauser. And into the corner. Komets will clear it quickly as Jamie Schaafsma skates with it. They'll bring it across the line. On the far side, Schaafsma with a shot, and that's going to rim all the way out. And up along the right side, Cincinnati now starts up fresh on their power play. Mazita Magenda back on the far side, gets chased by Jason Binkley to the blue line. Now they get it deep into the corner. Komets are back on D, and it's Cody Soul with it. He'll rumble forward, and now he gets the stick taken right out of his hands. We got a penalty called. And Cody Soul just threw up his hands saying, "Where's the call, Mr. Second Referee?" And he was on it.
And there it is, and that injected a little bit of life into this crowd as they reacted to that. And you can't do that no matter which team you are. The defensive player slashing the stick out of the forward's hands, and that's exactly what happened, and even things up here for about 1:27.
So we got 4-on-4, and if this game wasn't wide open enough, now we've got some extra real estate for these guys to skate around. So 10:32 to go in this second. Komets down by a pair. Still lots of time. We're not even halfway through the hockey game yet. Face off to the left of Johansson here in the Cincinnati zone. Comes up to Maggio with a shot. Score! Dan Maggio with a one-timer off the face-off. And it's 2-1 Cincy. Komets get on the board.
Clean face-off win for the Komets. Right to DiMaggio, high slot, knuckled it past Johansson, and the Komets have cut the lead in half.
And that's how you get it done. Szydlowski dropped it right back to Maggio, and he whips it past Johansson, and hopefully that is the momentum grabber that we need. We see the draw. It was clean right back to Maj, and he rips it past him. So it's 2-1. Komets now cut the lead in half. Still skating 4-on-4. And here is Gabriel Desjardins. He'll bring it across the line. Maggio with a shot. Oh, he just missed it on the short side. Back on the left side. McNally in the corner. Big hit by Maggio as the Cyclones come up with the puck. Gonna go off the wall here on the near side. Play it off the near side. It's Garrett Thompson. Thompson over to Hodgman. Hodgman got a trailer coming in on Johansson. Tries to tuck it home, and Johansson hanging on. And Hodgman is not happy. Goes over, bangs a stick on the glass. And that was a classic Haji move, cutting it right into the goaltender. But Johansson having none of it.
How about 2 straight shifts for Dan Maggio, the big 6'3", 210-pound defenseman, showing off a little bit of the offensive skills and then adding in a hit for good measure on those shifts.
2-1 Cincinnati. We got a timeout. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
What's got everyone so worked up, you ask? It's the taste of bold, decadent espresso, paired with a sumptuous layer of freshly steamed milk in flavors like vanilla, caramel, and mocha.
Ooh la la.
You can say that again. New handcrafted lattes starting at just $2.29 have arrived at your neighborhood Tim's. Taste the ooh la la side of Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, price and participation may vary by region.
You're listening to Komet Hockey.
The ECHL Most Valuable Player, Sean Szydlowski, gets his first point of the playoffs as he dropped a beautiful face-off pass right back to Dan Maggio. He whips it past the goaltender, and the Komets now trail by 1 here in the second period. Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight for game number 1. Series will pick back up tomorrow here at the Coliseum. 6 o'clock is the start time. Get your tickets to Coliseum Ticket Office tomorrow morning. It's been a rocking house here tonight, over 7,300 here at the Coliseum, and they've seen a pretty good hockey game, but Komets are down by a goal. Cyclones with the puck in their own zone. It's going to be banked off the end boards, and the Cyclones possess it in their own zone. Here is Atwall back behind the net. Now Mazita Magenda will go back behind the net. He is going to get harassed. He's going to get out of there. And Cincinnati with trouble getting out of their own end. And now they come up to the center line. Up along the far side, now brought forward. Look out, they got numbers. Here's a shot, save made. A rebound is going to come to the Komets. Cody Soul with it. Soul looking to go to a man right behind the D. It was Martineau. Couldn't saucer it over to him, but he gets it into Cincinnati zone. Here's Cody Soul. Soul down low. Martineau goes off of his stick. And into the corner for Garrett Thompson. Thompson upstairs. Now Cody Soul on the left side. Soul will take a shot. Score! No, it goes off the side of the net. Oh, everyone reacted, and it just, Johansson just grabbed it. Sticks went up and everything, but it just got the outside of the net.
Sometimes tough for even us to see. And rewinding a few moments there, Sean, back to that save from Michael Hauser. I think one of his best saves of the game. It was a late 2-on-1 for Cincinnati. Shot from the left wing side, and a strong save up high for Michael Hauser.
Still skating 4-on-4 here for another 2 seconds, and the Komets get a power play. And here is Lowney at the blue line. Now the Komets are full strength. Szydlowski on the right side. Szydlowski, he lost the handle on it. Now the Komets got to get reset with 24 seconds to go on the power play. Komets trail it by 1. And it comes down low, back below the goal line, and the Cyclones will clear it out. Down to Hauser, who will stop it. Down to 10 seconds to go on the power play. Komets got time for one more rush. Up along the far side, it's going to be Lowney. Lowney will enter the zone on the left side, flips it forward. Down to 2 seconds to go on the man advantage, and now we're even up. 5 aside. Up to the blue line, Szydlowski on the left wing with a little bit of space. Drops it back. Shea with a shot. Missed it high. Into the corner. Garrett Thompson along the far side. Thompson to Sean Szydlowski in the corner. Szydlowski on the far side of the blue line. Here's Lowney with a shot right in the glove of Johansson. So now we get little extras after the whistle there. It was Garrett Thompson getting into it. Nothing comes of that. We're skating 5-on-5. Still 2-1 Cincinnati. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
If you're searching for premium temporary housing, we have the affordable alternative to a short-term or long-term hotel. Are you a family or traveling business salesperson relocating to Fort Wayne? Experience premium temporary living with Corporate Housing Systems. Serving Indiana and Ohio for over 30 years, we strive to offer exceptional service and value for all of our guests. Feel at home with Corporate Housing Systems. Visit www.corporatehousingsystems.com or call 888-544-5454 today.
This is Komet Hockey.
As we resume play here in the Cincinnati zone, and we have got a penalty called. It's going to go on Cincinnati.
Another slash.
And the Cyclones will go off. Komets will get a power play. Grabbing that momentum here in the second. 2-1, Cincinnati with the lead. And it will be Dominic Zombo heading into the bin. All right. Komets with the man advantage. Second time here in the period. 2-1 Cincinnati. Shots are now 26-13 in favor of the Komets. Face off to left of Johansson. Komets win the drop, top of the circle. Here's a shot. That's going to be deflected. It was Desjardins with an opportunity. So we'll reset, same spot.
You talk about momentum, Shane, and the Komets have changed the way, or they've increased their speed in their transition end-to-end rushes. We'll see how that translates as they go on this power play.
Up top, here we go. Desjardins to the blue line. Desjardins now angling, taking a shot, goes right in front of Johansson. Didn't know where the rebound was. And back up top we come. It's Martineau on the far side. Avoids a check from Vive. Lost the puck, however. Now Vive has got the puck in front of his goaltender. Pushes it all the way into the Cincinnati bench. So a stoppage and a whistle coming up. Or a face-off, rather, coming up in the Cincinnati zone. 7:41 to go in the second. Still 1:36 to go in the power play for the Komets.
Fort Wayne 0 for 3 tonight so far on the power play. Big moment here. Power play goal and tying up this game, potentially.
Here is Lowney to Szydlowski, top of the circle. Back up top to Lowney. Back on the far boards. It's Desjardins. He controls it. Goes into the corner with a little bit of space. Comes upstairs. Here's Lowney with a little bit of space. Here's a shot. Save made. Rebound is knocked away into the corner. Kravchenko on the far boards. Comes upstairs. Lowney can't keep it in. Komets will regroup. Back up along the far sides. They get on sides, and it's Kravchenko. Kravchenko over to Maggio. Maggio up along the far side. Maggio wheels it into the corner. Atwell is there. Plays it over to Knodel. Playing off the glass. Comes to the blue line. Just going to go over. Komets again got to regroup back in the neutral zone. Here's Garrett Thompson. He'll bring it forward. Thompson trying to squeeze through some defenders. Comes into the corner. Now he wheels it up to Szydlowski. Back up top to the blue line. Here's Lowney. Got a man. Here's a shot. Save made. Johansson. Rebound. Is scored! Justin Hodgman makes it 2-2. Rebounds will kill, and that's what Johansson left. It was gift wrap for Justin Hodgman, and we are knotted up here in the second.
Hodgman, easy popped in goal, the gaping cage. That play all started with a strong puck movement. The Komets getting the Cyclones penalty killers all turned around, and the passing doomed Cincinnati, and Hodgman with the empty net.
That's actually going to be Garrett Thompson with the goal. Hodgman was right there, but Thompson was the one who knocked it home. Yes, give it to number 48, not 88. Hodgman was right there in the neighborhood, but it's Thompson who's the one who knocks it home. So we are tied at 2. So erase that bad start for the Komets. We're even up. Puck is going to come to Mason Baptista. He'll cross the line. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Bobby Shea with it. Shea up along the near side. Comes into the corner. Now swiped around to MacDonald. MacDonald on the far side. It comes to Mason Baptista. Baptista trying to get away from Barrett. Puts it in front of the net. It's going to be blocked. And on the far side, Cyclones have got the puck into the Komet zone. Going to come into the corner. Barrett whips it around the boards. And now it comes up on the left wing. Up to the blue line. It's Kyle. Kyle's shot. It's going to be blocked. Look out. Here comes Petrozelli. We got a race for the puck. Oh, the defenseman comes across. And he saves it. Grabs it back in the neutral zone. And the Komets will get a change. Kyle off the end boards with under 6 to go here in the second tie game. Cody Soul back to Jason Binkley on the far boards. Going to be brought into the Cincinnati zone. Here's a shot. That is going to be blocked, and that it will go out of play.
I think it's safe to say that hopefully all the bad luck is out of Fort Wayne's system. The voodoo doll is gone. The hex is off. It was Friday the 13th.
That's
yesterday.
right. Yeah, there has been some fluky bounces here tonight as that second goal scored on Mike Hauser. I've been in this building for the better part of 40 years, and I've never seen a bounce like that off the end boards and go into the net like that. So Jason Binkley up top to Cody Soul. Back up along the far side. Here's a shot. Johansson makes the save. And Desjardins back behind the net. It is Jamie Schaafsma. Schaafsma up top. It comes to Binkley with a rip, and it's going to go wide. Back on the near side. Played off the boards. Here's Cody Soul from his knees. Can't stop it. Uh-oh. That's going to turn into a 2-on-1. Mazina Magenda coming in on Hauser. Comes in, and the save is made by Hauser, and he'll squeeze the pads. And now it's Michael Hauser's time to shine after that shaky first period. Now he's starting to settle in, seeing a little bit more rubber.
Brilliant save, and he had to make that as he was backing up into his cage. Still able to squeeze the paraphernalia and just enough to keep it out. Great play and great awareness defending the 2-on-1.
Face off to the left of Hauser with 5:12 to go here in the second period. Tie game at 2. Up to the near glass, and now back into the Komet zone. It's Ryan Lowney. And here's Maggio on the far side, avoids a hit from Zombo. Now on the far boards, up along, it's Hodgman with a big hit. Going to go all the way now down to Michael Hauser. And now at the center line, trying to turn it back the other way, and now it's dumped into the Komet zone. Far side. Cyclones will scoop it up. Going to go back behind the net. Here's Maggio to Petrozelli on the far side. Going to bank it off the wall. Now a cross-ring pass is going to find Sean Szydlowski. Szydlowski has got it. We have got an injured Komet up along the far side, and we've got a penalty called. But I'm not sure who that is. It is all the way over near the Komet bench, and Matt Willett is coming over quickly.
Whoever it is, he is splayed out, not moving, right at the red line. And see if we can get another look at this hit.
And it's Justin Hodgman who is down. And Hodgman apparently, let's see if we can get a replay. It was behind the play. And we have got a penalty coming up to Cincinnati. And Hodgman, he is down on his back. And he is not moving. And we see the replay here. Hodgman looks like his head went right into the boards.
Right in the partition between the boards and the glass. Very dangerous area.
So it didn't appear to be dirty in that sense. It just looked like, again, it was kind of wrong place, wrong time. But a penalty is going to be assessed to Cincinnati. And Hodgman, he's sitting up. And Garrett Thompson is down there trying to help him to his feet. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service. It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service. Thank you. Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
For all your insurance needs, visit Jacob Insurance Service in Angola. Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
It is a 5-minute match penalty for Dominic Zombo. So he is done for tonight, and the Komets get a 5-minute power play as one of their big guns has now been taken off the ice. Justin Hodgman is off with an apparent injury after that hit from Zombo. I'm sure we'll get an update on Hodgie's condition. But the Komets get a power play for 5 whole minutes. 4:28 to go here in the second period. We are tied at 2.
There are game-changing moments in any hockey game and a playoff game. This could be that pivotal moment. Komets can score here.
And you get that match penalty. It's going to be reviewed by the league. Had one of those last night in Toledo as Connor Crisp was taken off for a match penalty. Now Zombo is off. All right, so the Komets with the power play here for a full 5 up top of the blue line, and it's going to go all the way into the Komet zone. Ryan Lowney, he has got it. Komets with plenty of time here. Lowney with it on the far side. Here's Kravchenko. Kravchenko will move ahead, coming up to the blue line, and now all the way down into the Komet zone. It's Garrett Thompson with it. Thompson over to Sean Szydlowski, off the backhand into the Cincinnati zone. And it's going to be ripped off the boards all the way out. It'll catch the linesman. And now to the center line is Sean Szydlowski. Szydlowski out to Ryan Lowney. And now Lowney will take his time. Give the Komets on a power play here. And on the far side, Martineau back to Lowney. Lowney to Martineau. He'll come across the line. Martineau on the far side, going to rip it off the boards, and it comes up here to Baptista. Baptista drops it back to the blue line. Now off the ball, it's Baptista coming out in front. No shot. Now back to Shea, top of the circle. He lets it go, and a save made by Johansson. Up to the blue line. It is Bobby Shea holding it at the blue line. Now it's Baptista dropping it down low. Back behind the net. Komets control it out in front. Here's a shot. Johansson the save in front, and O'Donnell will get all the way down in the Komet zone. 2-2. That's the score. Komets on a power play. And it's Martineau scooting up along the far side. Lost it to Maggio. And Maggio will put it over to Garrett Thompson. Komets are offsides. Well, Cincinnati hanging on here. They know if they've got to kill off a full 5 minutes here, doing everything to disrupt this rhythm.
Still 3:24 left in the Komet power play and only 2:51 in the period. If the Komets do not score, this continues into the third period. A little bit different movement that time on the Komet power play. They started things out from behind the net, tried to saucer a pass over and fool Johansson on the right side.
We're tied at 2. Here's the puck drop. Going to come into the Komet zone. And Cody Soul back behind the net. Soul over to Petruzzelli. Back on the far side. Here is Binkley. Binkley is going to dip it into the Cincinnati zone. Desjardins up along the far side. Goes over the stick of Binkley and out of the zone. Cody Soul going all the way back. Soul back in his own zone, back behind his goaltender. He will skate with it. And he dishes over to Binkley. Binkley will enter the zone. Going to rim it around. MacDonald on the other side for the Komets. Goes down low into the corner. Comes out in front. Here's Desjardins. Nothing there. Skates with it. Gets slowed up a bit. Lost the puck. O'Donnell gets it across the line. And he will promptly send it into the Komet zone. Hauser will stop it. Down to 2 minutes to go in the second period. Komets on a power play. We're tied at 2 on the far side. And here's Kravchenko. He will skate, and he'll enter the zone up along the far side. Comes up top of the blue line. Thompson with it. Over one-timer by Szydlowski. Didn't get enough on it. Back up along the near side. It's Ryan Lowney. Lowney plays it off the end glass. Maggio chasing after it on the far side. Coming up, and it's going to be grabbed by Mozita Magenda. Now Cincinnati, they are going to have a shorthanded chance. Coming down on Hauser. Couldn't connect with Vibe. Up along the far side, Kravchenko. Now the Komets with a chance. They'll cross over the line. On the right side, Kravchenko with a shot. That's going to go wide. Or Szydlowski with the opportunity. Missed it. Komets on a power play. Still bouncing puck into the Komet zone. 1:10 to go in the second. And here's Jamie Schaafsma. Schaafsma on the far side. Comes across the line. Schaafsma coming into the corner. 1 minute to play in the second. We're tied at 2, and the Cyclones will clear the zone again.
Komets just have not been able to get the power play set up when they enter the zone. Sometimes they haven't had a defenseman back there at the point.
And here's Desjardins up along the left side. Throws it over onto the far boards. Here's Schaafsma with it. Schaafsma coming in, taking a shot off the side of the net. Baptista in the corner. Schaafsma tries to center it. It's tipped. Rolling puck to the blue line. Here's Bobby Shea. Shea's got some room on the left side. Moving it back. Here's a blast, and that's going to be blocked by O'Donnell. And Bukaboom gets it to the blue line. It's going to get out. And the Cyclones now bring it into the Komet zone. Up along the far side, it is O'Donnell. Got Atwall in front of the net. It's picked up. Komets back the other way. Only 10 seconds to go. Back on the right side, it's Atwall. Plays it off the boards. Komets have got it. MacDonald in front of the net. He shoots for Johansson the save. Out in front again. Loose puck. 1 second. Back behind the nets. And the period will come to a conclusion. Justin MacDonald, boy, he wants those last 10 seconds back. He was right out in front of Johansson, had 2 whacks at it, and he couldn't knock it in.
He was right there, and he was in good position to make the play and shoot on net. I think he waited a little bit too long to let the shot go, and we have 2 periods in the book, all tied at 2.
So after 20 minutes of play, nothing has been decided here at the Coliseum. And the Komets will have 33 seconds of power play time when we resume the third period. But right now, Justin Hodgman, he is in the dressing room after taking that big hit from Dominic Zombo that led to the 5-minute power play. for the Komets, and that is one of the big guns for the Komets off the ice, and another one of the great face-off guys this Komets team has. So hopefully Hodgman won't be out. Maybe he'll return later in the game, but who knows? And looks like more head injury, and as you know, Jeff, with concussions, that's something that it's taken very seriously now.
Big conversation in any level of sport of hockey. Yeah, it's a big loss, no question about it, for the Komets, with Justin Hodgman out after a strange hit where he was splayed out at the red line. His head sort of parallel to the glass in the partition, and it was a really strange play, but that's been the MO in this game so far. Hopefully the Komets can pick it up. 33 seconds of power play time. We hope Hodgman's okay, but if he isn't, it's playoff time. Next man up.
So we're tying at 2. We're going to the break. Big City Cars, big intermission show coming up. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Fort Wayne's newest Northside Sports Bar is your place to see the big games, including pro and college. Doozy's Sports Bar and Grill next to Red River Steakhouse has become a fan favorite to see the best sports events with their incredible food and drink specials and wall-to-wall big flat screen TVs. Open daily 11 to 11 or later for the big games. Doozy's has daily lunch specials and is always the place to come out and watch the games. Doozy's next to Red River Steakhouse, just off I-69 at Coldwater Road in Washington Center.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Today's the day to get fit and pumped. Pummel your flabby high-interest debt by transferring your balances to a Partners First Visa card. We could get 12 months at 0 APR financing. Hear me now, believe me later. This offer ends March 31st, so run like a manly man to your local Partners First branch in Fort Wayne, Huntington, and Marion. Terms and conditions may vary depending on your credit worthiness, so get or click for complete details and disclosure at partnersfirstcu.org. Partners First Federal Credit Union. Part of your community, part of your tomorrow, part giant muscle monster.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Jacob Insurance Service in Angola.
MRIs are a valuable diagnostic tool, but they can be costly. The Community Open MRI Group can help. We have the region's lowest in-network insurance rates that are hundreds less than area hospitals. Our MRI is quiet and spacious, eliminating stress and anxiety. Remember, it's your choice where you go for your MRI. Contact the Community Open MRI Group and let us check your benefits first, with 3 convenient locations: Auburn, Decatur, and Fort Wayne.
Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's. Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
Take Midwest Gloves and Gear to work with you by using their full line of work gloves. Midwest Work Line features Max Performance Gloves, PBR, along with a wide variety of Midwest branded gloves for any type of work. Midwest Gloves and Gear prides itself in being the largest manufacturer of American-made work gloves, and Midwest believes in investing in America. And that's why the Work Line features many styles made right here in the USA. For over 50 years, Midwest Gloves and Gear, Chillicothe, Missouri. Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight. So we are knotted at 2 as we go to the third period of play, and we all know the Komets have had third period magic all season long. We're going to need it again as we take a look at the scoring tonight. First, our shots on goal being brought to you by Combat Ops Arena, mission-based laser tag, mini bowling, an arcade, and a cafe full of food and beer. Combat Ops Arena in Fort Wayne on Lay Road, just east of Lima. Shots on goal goal. The Komets finished the first period with 16-19 in the second for a two-period total of 35. Cincinnati with 4 in the first, 10 in the second for a game total of 14. Recapping the scoring, our first goal was scored at the 5:26 mark of the first period. Mozita Magenda with the goal, MacDonald and the goaltender Johansson with the assist, and it was on the power play. Just 1 minute into the second period, Justin Vive took a lucky bounce off the end boards, or it went off the glass. It came right out in front of Michael Hauser, who was trying to play the puck behind the net. It came out right out to Vive. He knocked it home for the empty netter, essentially, and Mozita Magenda with the assist. The Komets would get on the board, and 9:30 was the time of the first period. Sean Szydlowski with the assist, and then the Komets would get even at 13-13. Thompson, his first of the playoffs, Kravchenko and Szydlowski with the assist. Komets on the power play tonight, 1 of 3. Cincinnati, they are 1 of 2, as the Komets will have a power play, 33 seconds to be exact, when we start up the third period of play. Goaltender comparison, Johansson for Cincinnati, 35 shots, 33 saves. Michael Hauser, 12 saves on 14 shots. Recapping the penalties here tonight in game number 1 of this Kelly Cup playoff game. Jason Binkley got a holding minor at 4:38 of the first period. Justin Vive went off for charging at 16:43 of the first period. Then in the second period, Bobby Shea got a cross-checking minor at 8:55. Jesse Schultz slashing at 9:38. And then Dominic Zombo, this was the big one. He got a slashing call at 11:54, but then he went off again at 15:32 for a match penalty for boarding Justin Hodgman, who was injured on the play. He had to be helped off the ice. Luckily, he actually went down right in front of the Komet bench, as athletic trainer Matt Willett was able to jump right off the bench and give assistance to Hodgman. He went off, but we will see his status for the rest of this game here tonight. Not sure if we will see him, as we are waiting to see Hodgman's condition, but he definitely went down and he is out for the time being. But like you said, Jeff, it is playoff time, and the injury is something the Komets have seen all season long. And like you said before we went to break, next man up.
Next man up for sure. You have to, even though you have a leader and a great face-off man like Hodgman out potentially for the rest of the game, and who knows beyond that, but the Komets have been getting some great play from the rest of their defensemen, transitioning, moving the puck up the ice, and then playing well in their own zone. So one of the Komets D-men has to step up and fill that role.
We're tied at 2. We're in the middle of the second intermission. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on Whoa Whoa.
City Cars on Lima Road. Vehicles as low as $595. Payments starting at just $79. Dependable cars on a budget. Over 20 price under $1,000. If other dealers have turned you down, we go to work when the others say no. Big City Cars. Want a bigger deal? Get up to $5,555 more than your car is worth. And as always, if we can't beat the competitor's deal, we'll give you the car for free. Big City Cars. See dealer for complete details.
Hey, you. It's your stomach again. I'm here to set things straight. Subway has new signature wraps, and they're packed with meat. These things make me full. Full like your voicemail after you win the lottery. Full like a clown car on the way to an oversized shoe convention. Full like the turkey, bacon, and guacamole signature wrap, loaded with provolone, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and ranch. Full like I'm gonna be after you get to Subway and eat one. You're welcome. All new Subway signature wraps. Subway. Make it what you want.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service. It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way, by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service.
Thank you.
Some might call that old school. But then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
For all your insurance needs, visit Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne. Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Back live at the Coliseum, Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here tonight. We are in the middle of the second intermission, and we are tied at 2. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in the ECHL tonight, as many series got going last night, and some games are in game number 2 this evening, and that includes Manchester and the Reading Royals. They are going to a second overtime. We had 2 games last night in the opening of the Kelly Cup playoffs go to double overtime. We got another one tonight. Reading and Manchester tied at 2. The Worcester Railers looking to even up their series against the Adirondack Thunder. That game is 1-0. Railers with 9:12 to go in the third. The Orlando Solar Bears are looking to take a 2-0 lead on the South Carolina Stingrays. The Solar Bears, the lower seed in that matchup. 2-0 is the score. 11:37 to go in the third. And out west, just underway in the Allen Americans and the Idaho Steelheads. Allen, they have got a 1-0 lead in that series. This series here tonight will continue tomorrow back here at the Coliseum. 6 o'clock is the start time, and you can get your tickets at the Coliseum ticket office tomorrow. And then game 3 is scheduled for Cincinnati. That will be played next Thursday. And then game 4 will be next Saturday, April 21st. And then if necessary, we'll play Sunday the 22nd at Cincinnati. And then the series would shift back to Fort Wayne on the 24th and the 25th. Those games, of course, all if necessary. And the way these two teams are playing each other right now, I'm expecting a long, drawn-out series. And a lot of these series in the Kelly Cup playoffs in the first round have looks like they're going to have the makings of being classics, including that Toledo-Indianapolis series that has Toledo up 1-0. But it was a 2 overtime affair last night that saw Toledo getting the game winner, 1:33 into the second period, and the second overtime. And the winner of that series will play the winner of this series. So there is going to be some good times had here in the month of April. And of course, we hope to keep on playing well into the springtime. But we have got a dandy here tonight. 2-2 is our score. We're in the middle of the second intermission. Let's take a break. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
The destination is yours with Excursions Trailways Motor Coach Company. Excursions Trailways operates trips from Indiana and Ohio to destinations in the continental U.S. and Canada. Excursions is the proud official motor coach provider of the Komets, Tin Caps, IPFW, and St. Francis. They provide excellent customer service and clean, well-maintained coaches with courteous professional drivers. Choose your destination and give Excursions a call at 260-485-6167 or visit them on the web at excursionstrailways.com. Are you looking for a great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees? Or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment? Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Comet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186, about the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
Time now for the Big City Cars Big Intermission Show.
Back live at the Coliseum. Silver 7,300 on hand here tonight to get the playoffs started in grand fashion. We just got to bring home a win here in game number 1. Best of 7 series right now. We are tied at 2. And the voice you've been hearing all game long has been that of Jeff Childs. And Jeff, he has joined us a couple times throughout the season. He is the voice of Trine University Athletics. And Jeff, you were brought in to be the new voice of Trine Hockey. It started a new program last year, but now, you know what, they've got you busy. They got you, let's see, you're doing basketball, you're doing baseball, you're doing lacrosse, softball, and hopefully a little bit of football in the fall.
Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of everything. everything, but that's the way I like it. You have to be versatile in this business. The more you can do, the better. It's been a strong spring for Trine softball, perennially at the top of the MIAA. They're there again. Baseball has won 4 in a row, so they're playing well. And then a little bit of lacrosse thrown in there as well, and who knows what the fall may bring.
And Trine University, that's a place, of course, up in Angola, and it is growing greatly. If you ever get a chance to go tour the campus, it's beautiful. And you guys got a new building for basketball, and of course you got a great football facility as well. So things are happening. You got a good spot up there.
I am. It's growth all around the campus, whether it's athletics, academics, new fraternity buildings going up. It's a place of great growth, and couldn't have come at a better time for me. And a little bit of thanks to you as well. But it's a great place to be, great people at that university, and great people in the athletic department.
It was all selfish reasons, Jeff. I just wanted you down here helping me out. And you've done a great job, and thank you so much for coming down when you can. And hopefully, we're going to keep playing here a little bit while, and we'll get a chance to see you down the road. And I'm still hoping to get this guy on the road, get us to a road game or two here during the playoffs. Let's take a break. We are going to the third period. We're tied at 2. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
When you set out to find new roads, you can't do it alone. You need a partner on the journey, one you can count on. More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevrolet for the first time and learning that trying something new can be exciting, empowering, downright exhilarating. See for yourself why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
See your Northeast Indiana and Ohio Chevy dealers.
Based on total aggregate recognized industry awards and retail sales share gains 2014 through 2017.
Welcome to Tim Hortons. What can I get for you two?
I'll take a latte.
Ooh la la. Since when do you drink lattes?
Since Tim's introduced handcrafted lattes, using freshly ground premium espresso beans, water heated to exacting precision, and sumptuously steamed milk forming a velvety blanket of delicious foam.
You better make that 2 lattes.
Introducing new handcrafted lattes, starting at $2.29 from your neighborhood Tim Hortons. Taste the ooh la la side of Tim's. At participating U.S. restaurants, price and participation may vary by region.
Knob Brick Company carries hundreds of styles of brick, literally something for every taste. With the change in the seasons, it's good to know that Knob also offers a wide variety of fireplaces, many of them Heat and Glow's finest, to add style to your home and warm it up on those cold evenings. They can even put a Heat and Glow insert into your existing fireplace to make it more efficient. Be sure to check out their fireplace showroom for some design ideas. Knob Brick is located on Fort Wayne's north side, not far from the Spies Fieldhouse. For a great Heat and Glow fireplace or that perfect brick for your home, see Knob, N-O-B, Knob Brick.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road has added some new members to the team. Introducing the all-new Chrysler Pacifica, the only minivan to win 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Also, now on the starting lineup is the all-newly redesigned Jeep Compass. Capable, modern, and stylish, all wrapped into one. The new scrapper on the team is the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. With 707 horsepower, this secret weapon will leave the competition wondering what hit them. Daniel is a proud sponsor of Comet Hockey, and we invite all the fans to come experience the difference in your next car buying experience. See the complete lineup of new Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks, all at O'Daniel on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or online all the time at o'danielauto.com.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
We are tied at 2. We're going to the third period. Shane Almirani, Jeff Childs with you here tonight. Both goaltenders switch sides. Komets have got a power play for 33 seconds. Dominic Zombo took a match penalty for boarding at the end of the second period. So far, that was a 5-minute major the Komets have been able to cash in. As the puck comes all the way into the Komet zone. Here's Lowney up along the far side. And now it's going to be Kravchenko. Down to Maggio. Maggio will cut it across. Now back to Kravchenko, back on the far side. Kravchenko in the corner, runs into Atwell. Now Garrett Thompson in the corner, down to 10 seconds on the power play. Lowney over. Here's a blast. Save made by Johansson, and he'll grab it. 7 seconds to go on the power play. And Cincinnati's penalty kill got to tip their cap here. They've killed off almost a full 5 minutes.
That's tough for anybody to do, especially that 5-minute length of time. And after one of your better players now out with a match penalty, Komets just 7 seconds. Let's see what they do here.
Face off to the right of Johansson. Felix Martineau will take it for the Komets. Mozita Bagenda on the drop. And we go back behind the net. Here's Atwall. Atwall goes right down the middle of the ice. McKernan is there, and that's going to do it for the power play. Komets will get it in. It's going to be flipped forward. Going to go off the end boards. Atwall picks it up. Atwall into the corner. Gets tangled up with Desjardins. Back up along the far side. Komets still keep it down low into the Cincinnati zone. Here's Atwall. Atwall lost it to Desjardins up top of the blue line. Here's McKernan. He tipped it forward. That's going to create a chance for Cincinnati. Down on the left side. Coming in. DeFulvis will take a shot. That goes wide of the net. Back on the far side. It is Desjardins with it. It's chopped at. Going to fight through it. Fans want to call. Don't get it. Schaafsma to the blue line. And on the right side, it's Jason Binkley. Send it in on Johansson. He'll stick it safely up along the far side. Now Baptista drops it to Soul. Here's a shot. Johansson kicks it out of there. Baptista on the far side. Knocked down by Day Chief off the wall. Cody Soul is there. Backing on Johansson. Oh, blindly makes the save. Got the left leg on it. On the far side, it's Cody Soul off the stick of Baptista. And we're coming back the other direction. Here's McNally coming in on Hauser. Drops it out in front. Save made. Loose puck is going to be knocked away, and the Komets up with it. Forward, it is Cody Soul ripping it in off the glove of Johansson. Couldn't handle it. Puck is now up along the near side. Here's MacDonald on the near wing. Comes into the corner. Baptista to MacDonald. McDonald up along the near side to Sean Szydlowski. Szydlowski in the corner, and it's going to come now to McNally. Knottle has got it for Cincinnati, and he pushes it into the Komet zone. Here is Maggio in the corner. He's taken off the puck. And now the Komets come away with the free one. On the right side, Petrozelli crosses the line. Tries to saucer one over to Kravchenko. Kravchenko into the corner. He gets forced wide by Atwall. He's pinned up against the boards. Needs a little bit of help. Powell in there for Cincinnati. And now it gets kicked loose to the blue line. Maggio, high slot, taking a shot, going to be tipped and into the corner. Back on the near side. It's Chris Leone. Lost it to Petrozelli in the corner. Petrozelli now goes into the corner again, and he's looking around. He's going to get it over to Kravchenko. Back to Sean Szydlowski. Put it out in front of the net. It's going to be blocked down. Loose puck rolling up along the near side. The Cyclones have got it. It's Kyle. Kyle takes a big hit from two Komets. It's going to go into the Komet end, and it's moved forward up along the far side. Bouncing puck near the penalty boxes. And it's Desjardins getting into Cincinnati territory. Gets bumped from behind, and Cincinnati, they've got the puck up along the near boards. And it's Schaafsma. Cross-ring pass is going to be knocked away, and now back into the Komet zone. 16:41 to go in the third. We're tied at 2. McKernan in the corner. We got a big pile up here in the Komet zone. Far side. Jamie Schaafsma trying to get it out, and he does. Moves it over to Bobby Shea. Gets it out all the way into the Cincinnati zone. On the far side, Schaafsma taking a shot, missed it wide. Bobby Shea up along the near side, holds it in. Now he draws the attention of Mozita Bagenda. He gets it out over to Five. Five will carry it across the line. Five got a man on the left side. Here's a shot. Save made by Hauser, and he'll squeeze the pads.
Hauser right there. Great position on the left wing side. Cyclones looking 5-hole, and he squeezes the pads and shuts the door. But that's really about the 4th or 5th time tonight. Cincinnati loves to skate in and then go wide in that left wing and shoot low, and he's been up to the challenge here of late.
Komets with 40 shots on goal tonight. Cincinnati with 15. We are tied at 2. Up to the blue line. Here's a shot. Hauser with the grab. And we'll light it up, have a drop in the same spot. And Hauser, who hasn't seen much rubber here tonight, is getting confidence with every single stop he makes. Puck is tied up on the dot here in the Komet zone. Up along the near side, coming up to the blue line, it's McNally. And the Komets back with it again. It is Binkley moving it ahead on the right side. Here is Thompson. Thompson on the right wing. Down low to MacDonald. Now Thompson stick handling around. Comes off to Johansson right into the chest. Komets still with it. Another shot. That's knocked away. Back on the far side. Cincinnati getting it out. It's McNally on the left wing. And now it's going to be brought into the Komet zone. Back up along the far side. Cody Soul into the corner. Fishes it out, rims it around up along the near side. Chris Lowney steps up, comes into the corner, back behind the net. Racing for it is Baptista. Baptista drops it back to Cody Soul. He's got a lot of room out there. And it's going to go over to Jason Binkley on the opposite side. Binkley now will move it forward to Cody Soul. Through the neutral zone we come. Sean Szydlowski on the right side. Try to put it out in front of the net for Petroselli. Led him a little too far out in front. Now here's a shot from the far side. And Johansson got the left shoulder on it. McNally pushing it back up along the left side. Coming into the corner. And back behind the net. And coming out in front. Here's a shot. Goes off the post. No good. Komets come away with it. Kravchenko to Sean Szydlowski. Szydlowski on the right side. Gonna go backwards with it to Shea. Back on the far boards. And now it's brought ahead. Here's Martineau with it. He gets harassed as he crosses the line. His shot is taken away. And now it's whipped around the boards. Up along the far side is Desjardins. Giving it a look. Plays it over to Schaafsma. Now Shea back over in on Johansson. Here's a shot. Save made by Johansson on Martineau. Robbed him. Back up top along the far side. It's picked up by the Cyclones. Still tied at 2 here in the third in game number 1 of this best-of-7 series. Maggio back behind the nets. 6 minutes has passed here in this third period. Up along the far side, it's Justin MacDonald. MacDonald and Martineau, they come together. MacDonald comes away with the puck. Trying to skate through a check, and he loses the puck, and the Cyclones back the other way. On the left wing, it is McNally. Lost it to Maggio. Komets back the other way. It's Garrett Thompson. Thompson on the right wing. Coming all the way down low here in the corner. Up top the blue line, Maggio taking a shot. It's blocked. Back on the far side, it's Baptista in the corner. Now back down low, Justin MacDonald. MacDonald back to Maggio taking a shot. That one is blocked. 5 caught that one. He is slow getting up. Baptista with it. Now back to MacDonald. 5 gets to his feet. In front. Score! Ryan Lowney cutting in the back door. And the rookie nets the go-ahead goal. 3-2 Komets. By the Komets in the corner. They took advantage of 5 blocking a shot. Lowney snuck in, and the Komets lead at 3-2.
Well, the Komets have done that about the last period and a half. They're really out-skating and out-cycling Cincinnati below the goal line. A lot of plays have happened recently in this period, and you saw right there, MacDonald has had a couple of good shifts in a row, able to spin it out of a phone booth right there and loft a pass in front, and then the rookie wires it top shelf.
Ryan Lowney, where does your mom keep the peanut butter, Jeff? Top shelf.
Top shelf.
That's
for
where
cookies.
Lowney
Yep.
nets the goal, and it's 3-2 Komets. Lowney gets his first of the playoffs, and it's the go-ahead goal for the Komets. The first time we've had the lead here tonight. And MacDonald with the assist, and Maggio with the other helper. And now the Cyclones trying to even it up. Knodel, his dish over is going to be broken up. McNally now with it. McNally, top of the left circle. Gonna go over onto the far side. DeFulvis with it. DeFulvis rattles it off the boards. Now it comes up to the blue line. It's going to get over. And here's Knodel. Into the Komet zone. Hauser will snag it. And the Komets with it. Bobby Shea with it. Banging it off the end boards. Back on the far side. It's Petroselli trying to get some space. Comes off the glass. And now the Komets up with it. Here we go. Gabriel Desjardins. 1 man to beat. Coming in on Johansson. Oh, he's ridden off the play by Lowney. On the far side, it's Martineau. Desjardins in the corner. Puts it out in front. Nobody home. Here's Jamie Schaafsma pushing it forward. Loose puck out in front. Komets couldn't get a shot off. Martineau had a chance. Bukaboom got in his way. Desjardins up along the far side. Rips it around. Binkley lost it. And Bukaboom for Cincinnati. 3-2 Komets with the lead. 11:52 to go in the third. Up along the left side. Komets with it. Thompson goes right down the middle of the ice, trying to hit MacDonald. Goes off the shaft of his stick. Now Martin with it. Sending it forward. It is Cody Soul getting it into the Cincinnati zone. It is Mason Baptista along the far side. Komets got it. MacDonald camped out in front. Can't get it to him. Baptista along the far side. Lost it. Knodel with it. Out of the blue line, flipped forward. Two Cyclones come together, but what do we got? Whistle called. Oh, we're going to have a penalty called. I think it's going to go on Baptista. So power play time coming up for Cincinnati. Komets have got the lead, 3-2. We'll be back. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo.
ERS OCI Wireless is the official radio provider for the Fort Wayne Komets. ERS OCI Wireless is a Motorola partner in Fort Wayne providing wireless voice and data systems that allow organizations across Indiana to operate their business more efficiently. Reach out to ERS OCI Wireless at 260-747-0584. That's 260-747-0584 or online at www.ers-oci.com.
WOWO and WMEE HD2 Fort Wayne.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
Now that doesn't take long. The Cyclones tie the game up just 6 seconds into the power play. So we are tied at 3 with 11:19 to go in the third. It was Schultz from the top of the far circle beating Michael Hauser. And we're tied at 3. Playoff hockey, baby.
Well, the importance to playoff hockey of timely penalties or not taking penalties, and that one hurt the Komets.
So the Komet 1-goal lead has been erased. 11:09 to go in the third. Now here is Vive coming in on Hauser. Backhander missed it wide. Back up along the near side, and here's Gabriel Desjardins. Desjardins on the right side. Gives it a look. Comes over, dropping it down low. Martineau in front of it. Johansson is able to kick it out. Schaafsma was on the doorstep, and Johansson got the left leg on it. 10:53 to go in the third. Komets grossly outshooting Cincinnati tonight, 45-16.
But still, here we are, tie game 3
Yes.
in the third period, just the way it goes sometimes. I spoke to you during the intermission about wanting to see the Komets bothering Johansson in his goal, and Schaafsma picking that idea up right there and bothering him right in the crease. More of that needs to continue.
Here we go below the goal line. Tie hockey game. Cincinnati moves it forward. Here's McNally. Couldn't do anything with it. Komets back the other way. Garrett Thompson. Puck rolling up along the far side. Here is Lowney. Lost the puck. And it's going to go to MacDonald. MacDonald back to Lowney. Lowney goes back into his own end. Gives it a look. Lowney had the go-ahead goal for the Komets earlier in the period. And now Garrett Thompson up along the far side. Thompson peels off, gets pinned up against the boards, comes up top of the circle, and it will be Lowney to McNally on the left side. He's going to bring it forward, and it's going to go all the way down. Now on the far side, here's Sean Szydlowski picking it up. Komets get it back at Sean Szydlowski to Baptista. Here's a shot. It's tipped, and Johansson goes into the net. Puck is up along the far side. Petroselli, Sean Szydlowski in the corner being chased by Lowney. Up top the blue line, Bobby Shea. He'll take a shot. That's blocked. And the Cyclones back the other way. McNally to the blue line, sent all the way back into the Komet zone. Or excuse me, the Cyclones zone. And here is Martin. Martin on the left side. And now it's going to be sent into the Komet zone. That's an icing. Haven't seen many of those here tonight. And we are tied at 3. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WoWo. .33 to go in the third. Tied at 3. Face off to the left of Johansson in the Cincinnati zone. And into the corner. Cyclones bank it off the glass. Here is Binkley. Back to Cody Soul, going to play it off the wall. Schaafsma is there. He jams it forward. And into the Cincinnati zone. Comes in the corner. Desjardins jams at it. Up along the far side. O'Donnell will get it out. And the puck will come into the Komet zone. Here's Cody Soul playing it off the glass. Bouncing puck. And offsides is the call in Cincinnati, so the Komets get a chance to move it ahead. Here's Schaafsma. We'll bring it across the line. Schaafsma on the right side, coming into the corner. Schaafsma giving it a look. Banks it off the wall. Cody Soul with a shot. It is tipped. Loose puck, and Johansson got a piece of it. Here we go back behind the net. It is Desjardins. Kicks it out of there to Martineau. Martineau on the far side to Binkley, top of the right circle. Binkley fishes it down low, and he is going to go back behind the net. Tries to tuck it home, and Johansson kicked it out. And here's Powell back behind the net, coming into the near side corner. And now let's move forward, and now Cody Soul with it. Soul will give it up to Baptista. Baptista on the far side. He will skate with it. He's going to bring it across the line, dropping it back. MacDonald with a shot with a screen, and a save made by Johansson. And it goes right under the arm of Johansson. 48 shots tonight for the Komets, and we are tied at 3. And now some extras going on after the whistle. And that will get us down to a timeout, so we will take a break. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
The Holiday Inn at the Coliseum, located across from the Memorial Coliseum, is the official home of the Komets. Whether it's a corporate meeting to large wedding receptions or just a getaway weekend, the Holiday Inn has you covered. Event space in the Holiday Inn can hold up to 300 people, and with 151 guest rooms, the Holiday Inn is ready to meet your personal or business needs. With a highly trained staff at the Holiday Inn, you can count on things being done right. Contact the Holiday Inn at the Coliseum to schedule your event today at 260-579-9135.
Fort Wayne's newest Northside Sports Bar is your place to see the big games, including pro and college. Doozy's Sports Bar and Grill next to Red River Steakhouse has become a fan favorite to see the best sports events with their incredible food and drink specials and wall-to-wall big flat screen TVs. Open daily 11 to 11 or later for the big games. Doozy's has daily lunch specials and is always the place to come out and watch the games. Doozy's next to Red River Steakhouse, just off I-69 at Coldwater Road in Washington Center.
Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Jacob Insurance Service in Angola.
25 to go in the third period. We're tied at 3. Shane Almirani and Jeff Childs here tonight. Game 2 of the series tomorrow, 6 o'clock here at the Coliseum. Face off to the right of Johansson in the Cincinnati zone. Baptista will take the drop. Tied up on the dot. Komets win it. Here's a shot. Save made. Johansson can't get to it. And the puck is loose up along the near side. And McKernan gets it into the corner. Now it's Baptista up along the near boards. Komets still with it. MacDonald here. He picks it up. MacDonald comes and takes a shot. And a save made by Johansson. Komets are getting in the right position to grab rebounds, but Johansson right now gobbling them up.
MacDonald in this game has really earned the ice time that he's gotten. He's had some good shifts here recently. He played a big part in that third goal, I believe, earlier for Fort Wayne, and then he created that chance right there. Nice night so far for Justin MacDonald.
And he's going to see a lot of ice time with Justin Hodgman out of the lineup. He was injured at the tail end of the second period. He has yet to return. Face-off in the Cincinnati zone up along the near side. Sean Szydlowski lost it. Rosita Magenda with it. And the puck now is going to be trickled into the Komet zone. Brian Lowney will pick it up. Lowney going to go back behind the net. Play it off the wall. It is going to come out. Here is Petrozelli with it. Moves it forward. And the Cyclones back in their own zone. Up along the left side, Knodel gets it into the Komet zone. Now on the left wing, here's a backhander and right into the glove of Michael Hauser.
Sharp save. Michael Hauser was sort of moving on that play. The Cyclone player again going wide in that left wing, sprung a backhand onto Hauser, snagged it out of midair in the glove.
Face-off will be to the right of Hauser. 7:38 to go in the third. We've skated to a stalemate, 3-3. That's the score. Here's the puck drop. It goes into the corner. Binkley plays it to McNally. He's going to go on the far side, and it's Jamie Schaafsma picking it up. Coming out to the center line. Rolling puck batted out of the air. Komets maybe got away with one, playing with a high stick. Play will continue. Here's Barrett at the blue line. Crossing over. Barrett now avoids a hit, drops it off. Here's McNally with it. Coming in. Here's a shot save made by Hauser, and he'll grab a hold. Komets have now hit the half-century mark in shots on goal with 50. Cincinnati with 18 tonight.
That sequence right there, what we call wherewithal in hockey. Hauser had to seek and find that puck. It was in a mass of skates and sticks, and then he splayed out and found it and covered up.
Face-off will move to the right of Hauser. 7:15 to go in the third. And it comes up top of the circle. Quick shot by McNally. And snatching it out of the air is Hauser. So we'll line it up, have a drop, same spot. Baptista in the drop. No, he's going to come out. Gary Graham didn't like what he saw there. Now Kravchenko will take it with Barrett.
Cincinnati, their last few chances, really trying to test Hauser's glove, and he has been very accurate with a glove hand tonight.
And into the corner, here's Bobby Shea up along the far side. Komets with it, moving it forward. Szydlowski grabs it out of the air, comes across the line, taking a shot, missed it. Back on the far side. Into the corner, Kravchenko fights for it with Barrett. And the Komets pick it up through the blue paint. It was Kravchenko with a chance. Now on the far side, Petruzzelli takes a hit from behind, comes out to Day Chief. Puck is now loose, and the Cyclones have got it. On the left wing, it's McNally. Cross rink pass. McKernan is there for the Komets. Backhander off the glass. That'll get loose and all the way out. Bukaboom back in the Cincinnati zone. Lowney will return it to Bukaboom on the far side. Moving it ahead, McKernan is there for the Komets at the blue line. Banks off the wall. And here come the Komets on the attack. They'll bring it across the line. Petruzzelli rims it around. Thompson with it. Back behind the net. Thompson, far side, got a man breaking in. Oh, it was Lowney, and he just fanned on it. Cyclones back the other direction on the left wing and back into the Komet zone with 6:06 to go in the third. It is MacDonald in the corner. Backhander. Thompson will glove it down. Coming back the other way, Komets. Baptista back on the far side. Coming across the line in front. Maggio had a whack at it, and it's going to be poked out. Garrett Thompson, far side in the neutral zone. And here is Justin MacDonald with it. He avoids a check, taking a shot. That's deflected, and that's going to get out of play. 5:41 to go in the third. Knotted up at 3. .50 shots on goal for the Komets. Komets got to 50, I believe, just one time during the regular season. So we're there here in the first game of the playoffs. Puck is dropped. We go back below the goal line. Cincinnati with it up along the left side. It is Atwell stick handling into the Komet zone. Trying to get past Jason Binkley. He stood up. And now Cody Soul up to the blue line, and they can't get it out. Cincinnati with the puck. Mazita Magenda, nothing there. Binkley is there. Banks it off the end boards, and Martineau with it. Martineau gets it over to Desjardins here on the right side. He'll carry it across the line. Desjardins going to go back below the goal line. Desjardins giving it a look. Tries to go up top. He does. Here's Binkley. Binkley on the right side. Martineau taking a shot. That just goes wide. And it's going to be Cincinnati puck along the far side. Crossing over. Coming in. There's a shot that goes wide. It was Schultz. Martineau has got it back on the far boards. Here is that's Szydlowski with it. He'll come across the line, and he is going to send it into the Cincinnati zone. Back up along the far boards. Bukaboom is able to get it out. And the Komets with the puck. We're tied at 3. Sean Szydlowski to Bobby Shea. Shea goes right in front of his own goaltender, and now he moves forward with it on the left side. Rims it into the Cincinnati zone. Johansson will come out. He will stop the puck. Here's Bryson Martin on the left wing. And now he gives it a look. He will feather it into the Komet zone. McKernan with it to Bobby Shea. Shea with some room on the far side. They can't get it into the Cincinnati zone. The Cyclones back the other direction. Bouncing puck. MacDonald jabs at it. Gets it into the Cincinnati zone. That's going to come down off the end boards. And the Cyclones have got it. 4 minutes to go in the third. And it is Knodel up along the left side. Gets it in to the Komet zone. It is Day Chief going after it. And into the corner hard is Ryan Lowney. Mason Baptista coming in to help out. Comes up to the blue line. Here is Knodel back on the far side. Has Knodel with a shot. That goes high. And it goes into the near side corner. And the Komets can't get it out. Now Baptista got a stick on it. Now back the other way. Back here on the near side, Garrett Thompson chasing after it. And now it's going to go off the glove of Maggio, and the Komets go back in their own zone. Binkley back behind the net. Back up along the far boards. Binkley gets it to Desjardins. Desjardins scoots past Powell. Now he gets through another check. Desjardins, he got it tangled up in the linesman's skates. The boos coming down here in front of 7,300 people here at the Coliseum. Jamie Schaafsma with the puck, far side to Desjardins. Desjardins backhander. And it goes off the boards. The Cyclones with the puck. Alex Kyle gets it into the Komet zone. They cross over and they're offsides. 2:52 to go in the third period, tied at 3. And now it seems like, Jeff, everything is tightening up. Nobody wants to make a mistake right now.
Yeah, well, the only really mistake on that play, the linesman unfortunately getting in the way of the Komets' rush in the offensive zone. But you wonder at this point in the game, head coach Gary Graham, what he may do here with his big guns, Garrett Thompson and Sean Szydlowski. Does he double shift normally, or how often will they be on the ice?
Sean Szydlowski with the puck, far side, gets it to Petrozelli. Nice play by Lowney, getting it out of the zone. Now Sean Szydlowski at the center line. Gonna go backwards with it. And here's Bobby Shea. Shea up along the near side. Cross rink pass is now going to come into the Cincinnati zone, but not for long. Batted back the other way. And it will be Desjardins. No, it's Kravchenko, rather. Gets it across the line. Lost it. Now Lowney up along the left wing. Here's Justin Vive with it. Flipping it into the Cincinnati zone. Down to Hauser. Hauser will stop it. And now Ryan Lowney up along the far side. To Maggio. Maggio on the far boards. And Petrozelli will get into the Cincinnati zone. Up along the near side. Now up along the far boards. Going to be tipped. MacDonald couldn't get to it. Cincinnati trying to get it out of there. They can't do it. Back in on Johansson. He will stop the puck back behind the net. Has Barrett wide open here on the near side. He's going to get it out, but Maggio is there. Now he's going to slam it off the end boards all the way on the far side. Atwell will get it out, and it will be Lowney. Lowney back into the Cincinnati zone. And here's McNally trying to catch the Komets on a line change. Here's a shot, save made by Hauser. He'll squeeze the pads, and we're down to 1:30 to go in the third. 3-3, that's the score.
At this point in the game, you want to have good, solid clears, get the puck out of your zone. The Komets D don't want to make a mistake. No mistakes at this point in the game as we are nearing overtime.
And Cincinnati, they've limited the shots for the Komets. We got 51 now, they're saying on the scoreboard. That's the first one in a couple of minutes. Face off down the Komet zone, tied up along the boards. And it's tied up now on the dot. Martineau gets it out of there, and here's Desjardins. Desjardins will scoop it up, and here's Schaafsma coming down, taking a shot. It goes wide, far side. Martineau coming down off the wing. Now it's going to get to the neutral zone, and it's Jamie Schaafsma back on the far side. Gives it up. Now cross-ring pass to Desjardins on the right boards. Desjardins up top. Here's Binkley with a shot. It is blocked. Loose puck, and we got 1 minute to go in regulation. On the left side, it will be Powell. Powell gets it into the corner. And it's tangled up down low here in the Komet zone. Up top to come to the blue line. Atwell's pass. And the Komets get it out. Here's Sean Szydlowski on the far side. Szydlowski now trying to cut back to the goaltender, taken away by Atwell. Now into the corner with 34 seconds to play. There's Kravchenko with it. Pushes it over. Bobby Shea, right side. Now he moves it over to the far boards. Kravchenko in the corner. Sean Szydlowski up along the far side. Tries to go up top, and it's taken away by Kyle. 19 seconds to play in the third, and it's feathered into the Komet zone. Bobby Shea with it. Back on the far side. 12 seconds to play, and it's Garrett Thompson. Far side, Kravchenko got a man over. Oh, that was McKernan. Oh, that was Petrozelli. Pass was behind him. Now it's going to rim all the way out. This will be an icing. But the period will come to an end before the whistle will blow. And the rookie, Petrozelli, had a chance to end it. The puck was a little bit behind him, so it messed up his timing a bit. But Petrozelli had the game on his stick.
Well, Petrozelli, a left-handed shot. That one went to his right side. He had to make the play in his backhand. Just couldn't cradle it in for a clean shot.
So we are going to an extra frame here tonight. Hopefully we won't need any more, but that seems to be the theme here already in the first couple of games of the Kelly Cup playoffs league-wide. We've had a couple games go 2 overtimes already, and this one right now 3-3. And to be honest with you, Jeff, it shouldn't be. 51 shots on goal to 20. That's crazy.
51 shots, the Komets, but as you said, the Komets' shot output sort of slowed down as we got into the latter stages of the third. Cincinnati tightening things up defensively, so the shots were a little harder to come by, but the chances still there for the Komets. And you're right, it shouldn't be a tie game. Sometimes that's just how this sport works out.
We will take a break. We are going to overtime. You are listening to Comet Hockey on WoWo. Let's say what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and just play 4.
Other dealers have turned you down. We go to work when the others say no.
Go ahead and play errands.
Want a bigger deal? Yeah. Get up to $5,555 more.
Then we'll just recycle.
Hopefully I get to hear your playoff overtime goal call here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hey, you. It's your stomach again. I'm here to set things.
He shoots, he scores.
And they're packed with meat. These things make me full like your voicemail.
No, it's sudden death. Sudden death.
An oversized shoe convention.
Oh, yeah.
Full like a turkey, bacon, and guacamole signature.
Yeah.
Loaded with provolone, lettuce, tomatoes,
sudden death.
and ranch. Full like I'm going to be after you get to Subway and eat one. You're welcome. All new Subway signature wraps. Subway. Make it what you want.
Aaron's Subway. Great news. Aaron's is 120 days, same as cash. That's right. Here's how. You have 4 months, 120 days to pay Aaron's everyday low price. 20% instant rebate if you purchase outright. 120 days, same as cash. Not bad. That's not a lot. Remember, you don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's. Nobody beats Aaron's. Nobody.
Life can be unpredictable. 1 minute everything's fine, and the next you have a kid with a fever and it's already past 5. That's when you need Parkview First Care. We have extended hours, including evenings and weekends, convenient locations, and Parkview Physicians Group providers to make your whole family feel better. When you can't wait to see your doctor, go to the walk-in clinic that's part of the PPG community of care. Parkview First Care. Get in, get better, get going.
Listening to Comet Hockey.
All right, we're going to need a little extra time here at the Coliseum. Over 7,300 here for a game number 1 of this best of 7 series between the Komets and the Cincinnati Cyclones. It is the 3rd time the Komets played the Cyclones since coming to the ECHL 6 years ago. So these two franchises certainly familiar with one another, and they played great all season long. So no doubt we have got a barn burner here in game number 1 at the Coliseum. Let's see how we got here tonight. First, starting with our shots on goal, being brought to you by Combat Ops Arena, mission-based laser tag, mini bowling and arcade, and a cafe full of food and beer. Combat Ops Arena in Fort Wayne on Lay Road, just east of Lima. Cincinnati just with 4 shots in the first, 10 in the second, just 6 in the third for a game total of 20. The Komets rattled off 16 in the first, 19 in the second, and 16 in the third for a 3-period total of 51. Recapping the goals in the first period, Mozita Bagenda got us going. It was on the power play. Knodel and the goaltender Johansson with the assist. It came at 5:26. Justin Vive, and this goal right here is really the difference because it was really a fluky goal. Mozita Bagenda tried to twirl it into the zone. It went all the way rimmed around. It came off the stanchions as Hauser was going to play it. It rolled right out in front. Hauser Hauser could not get back in time. Vive had an empty net. He knocked it home, and it was 2-0 Cincinnati. The Komets would storm back with 3 straight to take the lead. First one, Maggio at 9:30 of the second period. Szydlowski with the assist. Garrett Thompson got one 13:30. Kravchenko and Szydlowski got the assist, and that was on the power play. And then just a beautiful pass from Justin MacDonald to Ryan Lowney. That gave the Komets their first lead of the game at 6:36 of the third period. Mason Baptista also with an assist, but the lead would not hold. Komets took a penalty in the third period. It resulted in Jesse Schultz lighting the lamp at 8:41. Knodel and Barrett the assist. Johansson, the goaltender for Cincinnati, 51 shots, 48 saves. Michael Hauser, 20 shots and 17 saves tonight. The big difference has been on the power play. Cincinnati has had 3. They have scored twice tonight, and the Komets have had the man advantage 4 times and has managed to score once. So we have got to stay out of the penalty box as we go to the extra period here tonight. Next goal wins, folks, here in game number 1 of the Kelly Cup playoffs. We will take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
When was the last time your family visited Richard's Restaurants? Richard's Restaurants have been serving home-style meals like Grandma made for over 50 years. Wholesome meal choices for my family, prepared from fresh ingredients. I appreciate the love they put into every meal. My kids love the home-baked desserts prepared in the Richard's Farm Kitchen. Richard's Restaurants, old-fashioned in a good way. Richard's Restaurants.
This is Komet Hockey.
We are back at the Coliseum, and we are in another intermission being brought to you by Big City Cars here tonight. And thanks, Big City Cars, for sponsoring the intermissions all season long, as they will be here actually tomorrow being our guests on the air talking about the honor flight, as they were the big sponsors of our military jerseys this season. And they're going to tell you a little bit more about the honor flight going into next year as well. Let's take a look at the Meijer out-of-town scoreboard in the ECHL this evening. Of course, we are going to the extra frame here tonight. We had another game that went to extras. The Manchester Monarchs get the win over the Reading Royals 3-2 in the second overtime. So Manchester, they have tied up their series with the Reading Royals. The Worcester Railers, they have also tied up their series with the Adirondack Thunder as they shut out the Thunder tonight. 2-0 is the final. Another final, kind of a shocker, down in North Charleston, South Carolina. The Solar Bears from Orlando, 2-1 is the final. The Solar Bears beat South Carolina, and they now have a 2-0 lead in that series. And then out west at the end of one period of play, 2-2 is the score of the Allen Americans and the Idaho Steelheads. And that's a look at the Meijer out-of-town scoreboard. Don't forget the simple savings you get with Meijer M-Perks digital coupons and rewards. Sign up today at mperks.meijer.com. We will take another break. We're in the middle of the intermission, going to overtime. You are listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Ready for a new apartment? You don't have to look far. St. Joe Place has everything you could ever want in an apartment complex. Internet, cable, washer, and dryer. It's all included in your monthly rent. There's also a basketball court, an outdoor grilling area, pool, and hot tub, and the list goes on and on. St. Joe Place is leasing 2- and 4-bedroom apartments and now offering 3 bedrooms. Living at St. Joe Place Apartments, you'll quickly realize how great the staff and apartments really are. Call 444-3000 or visit stjoeplace.com.
This is Scrap Chat with Max Hall, reminding you that while all metal has value, not all metal recyclers value you. At OmniSource, guys like me tell you what your metal's worth and how to make it worth even more the next time. Because we grind up and spit out scrap, not customers. Find freight advice and fair payment at an OmniSource yard near you in the Fort Wayne area. For locations and a list of metals we buy, visit OmniSource.com or call 855-OmniBuy, 855-666-4289.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
Hey, Komets fans, put a new truck in your driveway this hockey season. Take a test drive in a Chevy or GMC truck made right here in Northeast Indiana by your friends and neighbors in the UAW. Union members build quality into every full-size pickup that GM Fort Wayne Assembly builds. Union labor has been building trucks in Fort Wayne for over 30 years. Visit your local Chevy or GMC dealer and drive the union-made quality that makes buying a new truck such a great value. GMC and Chevrolet full-size pickup trucks, built by the hardworking men and women of UAW Local 2209. Put union-built quality to work for your family.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Coliseum. We are going to extra time here against the Cincinnati Cyclones. It is game number 1 of this best-of-7 series. Game 2 is tomorrow, and if you missed out getting to the Coliseum here tonight, don't miss out tomorrow. Get your tickets. Come on out. 6 o'clock is the start time for game number 2, and then the series will shift to Cincinnati. We will be in Cincinnati on Thursday night, and then have a Friday night off, and then game 4 will be played on Saturday, and then if necessary Sunday in Cincinnati, April 22nd, and then if necessary we'll have to come back to Fort Wayne for game 6 and 7, April 24th and April 25th. So the way these two teams have battled all season long, it is not surprising that we are going to extra time, Jeff, but 51 shots on goal to Cincinnati's 20. That is kind of shocking as we go to the third period.
That is slightly shocking. Jonas Johansson's been a pretty busy netminder tonight for the Cyclones, and he had to make a couple of strong saves early in the period. I think the Komets had better chances there. Still got their share of shots on him in the second period. But again, as we talked about, the Cyclones D limiting those grade A scoring chances, and as we know, even tougher to come by in overtime.
And you just got to be opportunistic in the third period. You know, how many times you see, a great scoring chance one direction turns into a scoring chance the other way. And sometimes these goals are never pretty when you get into overtime hockey.
Sometimes, no, they rarely are pretty in overtime, and that's why it's so important for you to have short line changes, short shifts, and then for those up and down rushes that do come back the other way, your D have to be very stout in the neutral zone and being aware of what's going on.
Komets are playing without Justin Hodgman, who was injured at the tail end of the second period after a hit from Dominic Zombo. That gave him a match penalty and a 5-minute major for a check to the head. So Zombo out of the game, and that's going to get some league attention, I am sure. So Hodgman, not sure of his status, definitely probably out for the rest of this one. We've not seen him didn't see him in the third period, so highly unlikely we'll see him in the third, but hopefully we will get a status on Hodgman and his availability for the rest of the series, starting with tomorrow night's game 2. Again, 6 o'clock here at the Coliseum. We will take a break, one more, and we'll come back for overtime. Next goal wins here at the Coliseum. You're listening to Komet Hockey on Whoa Whoa.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
Life can be unpredictable. One minute everything's fine. In the next, you have a kid with a fever and it's already past 5. That's when you need Parkview First Care. We have extended hours, including evenings and weekends, convenient locations, and Parkview Physicians Group providers to make your whole family feel better. When you can't wait to see your doctor, go to the walk-in clinic that's part of the PPG community of care. Parkview First Care. Get in, get better, get going.
The puck has dropped on another Komet season. And what better way to get ready to watch the K's than with a pregame party? Aunt Millie's Buns and Rolls and your party spread will put the biscuit in the basket for your guests. to face off with some great sandwich ideas for your party. Visit AuntMillie's.com. Whatever you put inside the sandwich, it's always a winner when you include Aunt Millie's buns and rolls. And speaking of winners, go Komets! Are you looking for a great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees? Or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment? Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Komet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186. About the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum. Komet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Insurance and Financial Services in Auburn.
All right, extra time set to get underway here at the Coliseum. Tied at 3 between the Komets and the Cincinnati Cyclones. Game 1 of 8, best of 7. And boy, I hope the rest of them aren't this hard. Jeff, I don't know if I can take this.
This has been up and down. This has been up and down play-by-play broadcasting for you, but showing off your range right in tandem with the Komets as well. And have to save that voice, my friend. We'll see how long this one goes.
Yeah, get in the bullpen, buddy. All right, out to center ice to start the extra period here at the Coliseum. Tied at 3, overtime hockey. Face off from center ice. And it's Martineau wins the face-off. Bobby Shea tries to get it into the Cincinnati zone. It goes off the side. And McKernan gets it into the Cincinnati zone. No, back the other way quickly. On the left side, coming into the corner. They try and center it. Oh, they had a man breaking in. And it was broken up, coming up along to the blue line. Kyle has got it. Trying to get it over to Powell. Now McKernan back behind the net into the corner. Powell still with it. Now back behind the nets. Take a shot. Save made. Hauser out along the far side. Komets get it out. Pass intended for Jamie Schaafsma. That is going to be broken up. And now Powell has got it for Cincinnati. Powell will creep into the Komet zone. Dump it in. He's got a line change. And now McKernan up along the far side. Off the stick of Szydlowski. And Cincinnati with the puck along the far side. It's going to be tipped and in. That will be an icing. Well, Cincinnati comes out of the gates, get a couple of scoring chances. But we are still tied at 3 here in overtime.
Cyclones taking advantage of some Fort Wayne lapses defensively and doing work below the goal line, and that's the last place you want to turn the puck over. Your goaltender, really tough to pick that up from behind the net.
Cody Soul with a shot, right in the glove of Johansson. And he will hold it there. Face off again in the Cincinnati zone. Face-offs will be paramount here in the overtime. Face-off to the right of Johansson, just 1 minute into overtime. Tied at 3. Kravchenko will take the face-off for the Komets. And it goes into the corner. Cyclones with it. Up along the near boards and all the way down. Icing. Well, we've already seen more icings here in overtime. I think we've seen the whole game.
Well, they're making up for it in overtime, these extra icings. Well, it's the good kind of icing. It's the Cincinnati icing, and I believe Cincinnati can't change in that situation. Fort Wayne taking advantage here with the left circle draw.
Yeah, it'll be Mason Baptista, center up this line. Comes to Justin McDonald to Binkley. Here's a shot. Johansson is there. Thompson trying to get to it. Oh, the referee finally blows the whistle. It was loose there for a moment. The referee hesitated. But Johansson was able to rattle around his pads and get a whistle.
Jonas Johansson, as he has done, thwarting the Komets. He's faced 52 shots tonight and building a wall there in his crease with a whole bunch of traffic in front of him.
Now Mason Baptista taking a moment to go over and say something to Jason Binkley as the referee talking to Coach Gary Graham. Now Baptista settles up in the face-off circle. Got Cody Soul back at the point. Puck is going to come to Johansson. Here's a save. Stop man, loose puck. It is hugged up against the side of the post by Johansson. Kind of a slot fest down there in front of the net. The Komets almost capitalize.
Tough to see where that was up here in the broadcast booth. It's a little sympathy for the referees. Got to be tough for them as well, especially with this new system. But they have to be right in position and on top of that to blow the whistle.
Baptista on the face-off with Mozita Bagenda. And it goes into the corner. Off the side of the net, Komets pick it up. It's MacDonald. MacDonald on the corner. Gets tripped up on the play. That was Thompson who got tripped up. And Mozita Bagenda will knock it off the wall. MacDonald is there at the blue line. Now Vive will get it to Schultz. Schultz will come across the line. Schultz still with it, coming into the corner. Ridden off the play by Binkley. Loose puck up along the near side. Komets can't get it to the blue line. Now down low into the corner. Binkley is there. Tosses it over to Garrett Thompson. Thompson on the far side. Thompson will throw it into the Cincinnati zone. Johansson will play it. Now on the near side, it's Barrett going to come off the wall. Ryan Lowney is there. And Lowney gets it back into the Komet zone. Here's Knodel. Or Leone, rather, off the wall. Going to play it off the glass. That's going to get loose, and Ryan Lowney gets back up along the far side. Maggio tries to put it in. It's going to be blocked, but now Maggio gets it back. Throws it back to Lowney in his own zone. Here's Desjardins. He'll toss it in on Johansson. Got the paddle of the stick on it. The Cyclones will quickly clear it out. 17:34 to go in the first overtime. Lowney sending it forward, and it's that's Martineau into the Cincinnati zone. Komets change it up. Short shifts here. The Cincinnati Cyclones have got the puck in their own zone. Atwall. Atwall back behind the net, taking his time. Komets not pressuring him. And now he'll give it up along the near side. Barrett will send it into the Komet zone. Going to be tipped, no icing. Bobby Shea goes back behind the net. Now up along the near side. Kravchenko is there for the Komets. Runs into Day Chief, and the Komets get it out. It's Kravchenko gloving it down. Kravchenko will enter the zone. Goes wide of the net, comes into the corner. Now it's McKernan tries to tuck it home. It is knocked away by Johansson, and now it is Cincinnati Cyclones puck off the glass, and it's going to trickle into the Komet zone. Bobby Shea up along the far side. Here's McKernan. He'll flip it forward, and it's going to go into the corner. Back behind the net, here is Martin for Cincinnati. Plays it off the wall. Over to O'Donnell. Now on the right side, here is Kyle. Kyle in the corner with Cody Soul. Kyle plays it up to the blue line. It is Atwall. Atwall's shot going to be deflected into the corner. And now Mason Baptista with it. Baptista to the Soul. He will feather it forward. And Bukaboom goes back for Cincinnati. 16-11 now to go in the first overtime. O'Donnell into the Komet zone. We're tied at 3. And McKernan whips it around the boards. Here's Jamie Schaafsma. Schaafsma to Baptista. Baptista across the line. Comes up along the far boards, tries to center it. Nobody there, but here's Schaafsma with a blast. That goes off the skate of Atwall. And now Powell will get it loose back behind the net. Powell on the far side. He will skate with it. Can't get around a poke check from Martineau. Now Desjardins. He's going to grab it. Desjardins on the far side had a man. It was Schaafsma. It was broken up by Atwall. Back the other way. Soul is there at the red line. Back into the Cincinnati zone. And now back into the Komet zone. It's played. Cody Soul with it. Soul to Lowney. Back over to Soul. Going to return it to the rookie Lowney. Lowney down the left side. Sticks it into the Cincinnati zone. It's going to come into the corner. Big chase for it. Up top of the blue line. It's Ryan Lowney. It gets out of there. Komets got to regroup. It's Dan Maggio. Whips it off the glass. Rims it around. Komets will chase after it. Here's Felix Martineau in the corner. Couldn't do much with it. And the Cyclones back the other way. Mozita Bagenda runs into the MVP, Sean Szydlowski. And it's going to be jammed back in the Cincinnati zone. 5 minutes passed here in overtime. Puck coming into the Komet zone. It's Ryan Lowney up along the near side. Petrozelli on the left wing. Cross ice pass. It's going to be tipped. Maggio with it. Maggio dropping it back. Oh, nobody there. Back the other direction. Komet's got to get back on D down the right side. Here's Barrett with a shot. It's going to rattle around Bobby Shea's legs, and it's going to get out. Here's Atwall back in the zone, in the neutral zone. And now Barrett moves it ahead. Coming up to the blue line, it is Atwall taking a shot. That's deflected. Now on the far side, it's Justin MacDonald. MacDonald off the wall. Here's Mason Baptista. Baptista taking off the puck, and the Cyclones back the other way. Atwell will move it ahead. McNally with it. Tries to put it onto the stick of Barrett. Pass too tall for him up top of the blue line. And the puck is going to be along the far side. Here's the shot. Hauser makes the save. And Garrett Thompson back behind the net. Thompson flips it forward out to the center line. Bukaboom has got it. And now on the right side, Bukaboom. Got it poked away by Garrett Thompson. Thompson moves it ahead. Komets with it. Coming in front of the net. Nothing there. Up top of the blue line, Desjardins. Desjardins on the far side. Gets tangled with McNally. Far side. Pass trying to go up to the point. Going to be intercepted. Komets got to get back on D. Nice job there by Binkley. Dumps it back in the Cincinnati zone. And we have got 13:31 to go in the overtime. Cyclones with the puck through the Komet zone. Here on the right side, here's a shot save made by Hauser, and he'll grab it. And neither team, Jeff, not very many scoring chances so far here in this overtime by either team.
We haven't seen much from Cincinnati offensively, and they had a 3-on-2 that could have been in the works. Jason Binkley for the Komets saw the play happening before it happened in the neutral zone, swatted it out of midair and prevented that 3-on-2. But before that play, Shane, it's been all Komets in terms of zone time in the overtime.
Komets just with 3 shots on net here in the overtime. Cincinnati with 2. Face off the left of Hauser. It's Kravchenko wins it out to Lowney. Now Bobby Shea back behind the nets. Cross rink pass goes to Kravchenko. He'll bring it across the line. Kravchenko puts it on net. Rebound is kicked out. Vive plays it off the glass. Here's Maggio, fresh off the bench. He will pick it up, and he's going to go back behind the net. Maggio on the left side. Here's Kravchenko. And he's going to go to Petrozelli. Across the line, Petrozelli will take a shot. It is blocked. Coming up to the blue line. Now it gets all the way into the neutral zone. Lowney will drift backwards. Lowney over to Maggio. Off the stick of MacDonald. Back into the Cincinnati zone. Up along the far side. And it's Garrett Thompson with it, taking a shot. Johansson will make the save, and he holds it right there.
You okay, partner? You hanging in?
I'm hanging in there.
Here.
Yeah, the vocal cords getting strained here, brother, but we'll be all right. 12:35 to go in overtime. Face off to the left of Johansson. And it's Baptista in the face-off circle. And Bukaboom in the corner for Cincinnati. Taken off of his stick, and it's sent all the way down the length of the ice. That will be an icing. Bobby Shea picks it up and will take the long skate down into the Cincinnati zone, same spot as before. Martineau on the face-off for the Komets. And we have got Maggio back at the blue line with Lowney. Martineau wins the face-off. Shot! Save made by Johansson. The puck is loose. Oh, he got the right leg on it on the rebound. Komets with a chance to end it. Now it comes into the corner. Cyclones play it off the glass and out of the zone. Maggio bats it back the other way. Here's Schaafsma. He'll enter the zone. Schaafsma to Desjardins. No, it just rolled off of his stick. Desjardins wings it around. Here is Martineau. Martineau puts it on net in front, and a save made by the goaltender. Johansson grabbing it.
Komets swirling in the offensive zone. Martineau had a couple of good chances there. Moving the puck well side to side and then creating right there out of the right circle. And Johansson doing everything he can here to keep this game going.
And Gabriel Desjardins had a great chance on the left wing. He knew it. He picked up his head just a moment too soon, and it rolled off of his stick. Face off coming up. Here's Szydlowski with a shot, and it's blocked. Back on the near side. And tied up along the boards here in the Cincinnati zone. Komets have got it. Bobby Shea trying to get it deep into the corner. He does. Kravchenko, nothing there, and it's going to be Knodel picking it up. Knodel for Cincinnati. Trying to get around Szydlowski. Sends it down the middle of the ice in on Hauser. He'll make the grab. And here's Bobby Shea going to play it off the wall. Now on the near side, it is Atwell. And the puck back into the Komet zone. Bobby Shea has got it. Shea is going to move it over to McKernan. Now MacDonald with it. Flipping it into the Cincinnati zone. The Komets will get a quick line change. 11:18 to go in overtime. Komets in their own zone. Jason Binkley down the middle of the ice off the stick of Baptista. Gonna go down to the corner. Baptista chases after it. Up along the near side. Here's MacDonald. MacDonald fishes it coming into the corner. Got a man cutting to the front. They couldn't get it to him. Off the stick of Baptista, who was camped out in front. Now Baptista, he will give it another go with it into the Cincinnati zone. Back behind the net and up along the near side. It's Garrett Thompson. Puck is going to roll to Baptista. Now Garrett Thompson up along the left side. Now Baptista back to Thompson. Thompson coming in. He lost the puck. It goes back behind the net. Thompson on the far side has Cody Soul at the blue line. Now Binkley over. Here's a shot and it's blocked. Back behind the net. Thompson with it. Thompson. Far side to the point. Binkley with a rip. Oh, that's knocked down. Oh, that went off the head of Mason Baptista. Baptista gets back up along the far side, and it's moved ahead. Look out. Here's Schultz down the far side. He'll pick it up. Schultz in the corner. Back behind the net. And now he'll scoop it around. Here's Vive. Justin Vive to the blue line. Gets forced out wide. All he can do is send it down low. Here's Cody Soul. Soul got a man on him. Day Chief lost it. Martineau, he's got it. Martineau up along the far side. And now a cross-rink pass. Komets get it out. And all the way up along the left side, it's Jamie Schaafsma in the Cyclone zone. Tried to center it to Desjardins. It was broken up. Now Desjardins in the corner, fighting for it. Martineau coming down low into the corner. Martineau back over to Desjardins. Up along the wall. Here's the shot. Johansson the save. Couldn't corral the rebound. Schaafsma stick handling around the captain up along the far side to the blue line. Maggio with a rip, save made. Lowney with a blast off the post, and it goes out. Back on the far board, Szydlowski with a shot right in the glove of Johansson.
This is great, isn't it?
Game of inches. Lowney with a chance to end it off the post. And we have got a timeout. 9:18 to go in the first overtime. Tied at 3. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Keep your staff connected with Motorola two-way radios from ERS OCI Wireless, like the Komets do. ERS OCI Wireless is located on Earth Drive in Fort Wayne. They're a Motorola partner providing wireless voice and data systems to public safety, education, healthcare, and enterprise customers throughout Indiana for the past 68 years. Reach out to ERS OCI Wireless at 260-747-0584. That's 260-747-0584 or online at www.ers-oci.com. This is Komet Hockey.
In overtime at the Coliseum, Game 1, best-of-7 series opening round of the Kelly Cup playoffs. Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs here tonight. We're tied at 3. Komets 61 shots on goal. Cincinnati with 23, and the Komets with the lion's share chances here in overtime to end it.
And a few that won't even go down on the official score sheet. The Komets blasting one. Looked like it hit the junction of the post and the crossbar. You could hear it up here and on your radio as well. So close, inches away. Another one went off of Johansson's noggin. The Komets that close to ending it.
9:18 to go in the first overtime. Knotted up at 3. Coming out of the timeout, face off to the left of Johansson. And it's Kravchenko, wins it cleanly. Lowney with another chance and a save made by Johansson. Got the right leg on it. O'Donnell gets it out for Cincinnati. Ryan Lowney up along the near side, and it's grabbed by the Cyclones into the Komet zone. Stopped by Hauser. Hauser will play it up along the boards, and Martineau will get it out. Canodal back into his own zone. Being chased by Kravchenko up along the far side and all the way down to the Komet zone. Here's Maggio back behind the net. Maggio gets chased by Kyle. He's pinned up against the boards. Komets get it loose again. It's Petruzzelli with some room. He'll move it forward. Now up along the left side. Lowney trying to pick it back up. Pass too tall for him. O'Donnell turns it back the other way. Now here's Powell. Powell on the far side. He crosses over the line, being chased by Shea. Gonna go back below the goal line. Powell still on the puck. Up top of the blue line. Bukaboom. His pass is gonna be blocked. Komets up with it. And it's Baptista moving it ahead. Bouncing puck. Petruzzelli can't get to it. And the Cyclones with it in their own zone. Bukaboom. Back ahead. And the Komets back in their own zone. Nice play by MacDonald. Picks it up, goes off the wall. Mason Baptista gets checked off the play, and the puck rolls back into the Komet zone. Here's Shea. Going to go off the wall. It's going to be tipped into the Cincinnati zone and into the corner. Here's Martin back behind the net. Martin with a lot of time, pushed it up along the wall, and now Vive gets it. Vive coming in on Hauser, taking a shot. It is blocked, rolling puck in front. Oh, it rolled right to Schultz off of his stick. Back up to Atwell, back on the far side. Here's a shot through traffic. Save made, the puck is loose. Turnaround shot goes wide. Back on the far side. MacDonald can't get it out. It is still held in. Mosita Magenda in the corner, up top to Atwell. Back up along the near side. Komets get to it. And it's Thompson. Gonna give it to MacDonald. MacDonald off the glass and out of the zone. And the first big scoring chance for Cincinnati comes up empty. Martineau over. Here's a shot. Just goes wide. Back up. Cody Soul trying to keep it in. Does for a moment. Now it's going to rattle around. Jason Binkley is there, and he banks it off the wall. Back behind the net. The Cyclones with the puck. 6:55 to go in the first overtime, tied at 3. Cincinnati with the puck, going to be tipped into the Komet zone. Here's Bobby Shea. Shea in the corner, up along the far side. McNally traps it up along the boards. Goes down low to Daychief. And Daychief tries to center it. Rolling puck to Desjardins has got it. And he's going to give it to Schaafsma. Schaafsma over the line, dropping it back to Desjardins. In on Johansson. Here's a shot. Save made. And the rebound goes the far side. Maggio with the blast. Rebound going to come over to Shea. Shea with a shot. That is blocked, and it's going to get out of the zone. That's Maggio rips it in, going to rattle it around. The Komets will get a line change. And Boom. Moving it forward. Lost at the red line to Sean Szydlowski. Now Petrozelli, he's got the puck. He'll carry it across. Szydlowski with a shot, and Johansson gloving it out of the air.
Cincinnati with a little push of their own and a scoring chance. Turnaround play a few minutes ago on the right side of the goal mouth, and they spun it over top of the goal. And now Fort Wayne pushing back, and that's overtime. A period of momentum. Back and forth we go here.
64 shots on goal for the Komets tonight. 24 for Cincinnati. And the puck is dropped. Szydlowski up along the far side. And now it's O'Donnell with it. Banks it off the wall. And now the puck comes to Ryan Lowney. Lowney up along the far side. And now Sean Szydlowski couldn't keep it in. It's going to be tipped into the Cincinnati zone. Komets will change it up quickly. Now Petrozelli. He's going to stop the puck back behind the net. He's the only man back there. Good work by the rookie. Now Baptista comes in to help it up along the far wall. Garrett Thompson with it in the corner. Thompson up along the near side. And it is going to get out of there. O'Donnell will get it into the Komet zone. Komets back on D. And now Cincinnati with it. No, taken away. Komets with it again. Here's Baptista on the left side. Stick handles around, gets across the line. Baptista taking a shot. A save made by Johansson. Back behind the net, it is MacDonald. MacDonald rimming it around, and Desjardins chasing after it. Desjardins on the near side finds MacDonald. MacDonald tries to put it out in front. It was blocked. Now on the near side, it's Boom getting it out. And it's batted back the other way here at the blue line. It's MacDonald. Desjardins trying to reach for it, and it is going to go to Martin. Martin on the near side here in the Cincinnati zone. And now it's moved forward all the way down to Hauser. Hauser will keep the puck moving on the far side to Jamie Schaafsma. Going to go off the boards. And here's Sean Szydlowski. Nothing there. Back to Jason Binkley. Now to Cody Soul on the left side. He will float it into the Cincinnati zone, and the Cyclones have got the puck. Off the glass, knocked down at the red line. Puck rolling around and comes back into the Komet zone. Bobby Shea trying to head off Mosita Magenda. Back behind the net. He has got it. Mosita Magenda. Here's a shot. Save made by Hauser. What a rip on the right side. Face-off dot, and Hauser hanging on.
Bang, bang play from Cincinnati. They came off the wall behind the goal and then right in the circle. Low slap shot. Hauser stood tall. Makes another big overtime save.
Face-off to the left of Michael Hauser. We're tied at 3. First overtime. Face-off to the left of Hauser. Kravchenko on the drop. And it comes up top of the circle. Comes up to Atwall. He will hang on to it. Atwall will take it a shot. It is knocked away and into the corner. Atwall will chase after it. Cincinnati still with it. Here's a shot that goes wide. Barrett catching up to it here in the corner. Barrett and McKernan, they come together. Shea to Kravchenko. Kravchenko can't get it loose. It goes to Hauser, and he kicked it out. Oh, with the left leg. And Hauser.
That one took a fortuitous bounce, then hit about 2 skates, and then hit Hauser's skate, and he realized it and gloved the puck.
3:57 to go in the first overtime. Face off in the Komet zone. Baptista on the drop, and it comes up to Bukaboom. Here's his blast. It's going to be blocked, and MacDonald racing after it. Now it comes up to the center line. Puck is going to be on the left wing and into the Cincinnati zone. Here's Chris Lowney. Lowney has got it up along the far side. Nice play by McKernan, turning it back into the Cincinnati zone. Bukaboom with it to O'Donnell here on the right side. Backhander into the Komet end, and here's Desjardins dropping it back to Bobby Shea. Now on the far side, moving it ahead. Garrett Thompson with it, flattens it out, trying to get it in the Cincinnati zone. It was poked away. Now Kyle will turn the corner and bring it back the other way. And we have got a penalty called. It's going to be on the Komets. O'Donnell was hauled down at center ice. And let's see who's going to go in. Holding will be the marker. And it's Gabriel Desjardins going off. And Desjardins actually took out 2 Cyclones at center ice.
Yeah, Desjardins got his stick tangled up in 2 Cyclones that were coming right off the bench. And the play ended as if it was inadvertent. It has to be really egregious, usually in overtime, for the officials to make the call.
Well, the Cyclones get their 4th power play of the game. They're 2 of 3 tonight. We're tied at 3 here in overtime. Sean Szydlowski will take the face-off. And it comes up. Here's Schultz to the blue line. On the far side, Mozita Bagenda. Back up top to the blue line. Here's Schultz on the right side. Here in the high slot, Knodel. Mozita Bagenda with a shot. It is blocked. Szydlowski gets to it. Got some space. Backhander will get it out. Knodel back into his own zone. And Knodel will go right down the middle of the ice. Going to drop it back. Mozita Bagenda will carry it across the line. Back on the far side. Here's a shot. Save made by Hauser. And the rebound goes into the corner. Up top to the blue line. Cyclones hold it in. Not for long. Here's Jason Binkley. Rips it down the length of the ice. Here's Mason Baptista. He'll get there first. Baptista along the far side. Plays it off the wall. Going to go to the neutral zone. And now on the near side, it is Barrett. Barrett drops it back. Schultz into the Komet zone. Here on the right side. Offsides. Nice job there by the Komet penalty killers. Forcing it.
And they get a hand from this Coliseum crowd for the nice effort on the penalty kill. So far, Cincinnati halfway through the power play. Not much to speak of in terms of a quality scoring chance.
Face-off will come outside of the Komet blue line. 1:05 to go on the power play for Cincinnati. 2:21 to go in the first overtime. O'Donnell on the far side. Held up at the blue line, enough for the Komets to push it out of there. And now back in the Cincinnati zone with 1 minute to go on the man advantage for the visiting Cincinnati Cyclones. Here's Atwall dropping it back here. Going to come across the line, dropping it over onto the far side. Cincinnati setting up their power play here. Up top, O'Donnell. Back over on the far side. Nothing there. Atwall, top of the circle. Shot. Hauser the save. Got the stick on it. Goes flying out of his hands, and it goes out of play.
Whatever you can do to make the save in overtime. Any shot is a good one at this stage in the game. Cincinnati finally setting up the power play, and they moved it to the left wing. Got a good shot. Hauser, enough of the stick to knock out of his hands, and the puck out of play.
33 seconds to go in the power play. 1:48 to go in the first overtime. Sean Szydlowski in the drop. And it goes to Jason Binkley. Binkley looking for some space. He's got it. And he sends it down to Johansson. He will stop it. Down to 24 seconds to go on the power play. Atwell will take it to the center ice logo. Drops it back. 16 seconds to go on the power play. Kyle will enter the zone. Nice hip check by Bigley. Komets rimming around. Comes to the blue line and out. Down to 7 seconds to go on the power play. Atwell with it. 4 seconds now. Play to Powell. And here comes Gabriel Desjardins. We're back to 5-on-5. And Powell with the puck. Going to go back behind the net. Powell, plenty of time. And now gets crossed up with Bukaboom, and we got 1 minute to go in the first overtime. Played off the wall. Cyclones, nothing there. It is Sean Szydlowski, turning back the other way. Szydlowski will bring it across the line. Szydlowski on the left side tries to put it out in front. Nobody there. Lowney will go off the wall, and Binkley will drop back into his own zone. Far side, Sean Szydlowski taps it to Desjardins. Desjardins coming in on Johansson, pushed it off the net, and it gets forced in, and it goes off the moorings. That will stop play. Desjardins going hard to the nets. Had Lowney on his back, and he threw him into the net.
Well, Desjardins saw that he had the defender sort of on his feet, on his heels on that rush as well, and he went wide on him, and too wide. The Cyclone defender pushing him into the net. The net goes off the moorings.
65 shots on net tonight for the Komets. 29 for the Cyclones. 36 seconds to go in the first extra frame here at the Coliseum. And on the far side, Garrett Thompson gets it down low below the goal line. Now into the corner. Petrozelli battling for it. And here's a shot. It's taken away. Back over to Shea. Shea with a shot. That's going to be blocked, and that's going to get out. And Maggio back in his own zone. Maggio off the glass and back in. Johansson will stop the puck with just 16 seconds to go. Johansson plays it up along the near side. And Schultz will get it out all the way in with 9 seconds to play. Maggio off the wall. Baptista will carry it across. Baptista on the far side. 3 seconds off to the stick of Petrozelli, and that will do it. All right. Well, if you paid for a ticket tonight, you got a lot of extra hockey here this evening as we're going to the second overtime. What a way to start the playoffs. As much as nerve-wracking as it has been, this is playoff hockey, and this is why we do this. This is why we come to the games for stuff like this.
That it is. Exciting first period of overtime. Those fans getting more bang for their buck in this overtime hockey. The Komets strong push to start the overtime. Cincinnati answer. They had an overtime power play, unable to solve Michael Hauser, who was great in net in the overtime period. And here we are, 4 periods down and going into our 5th here momentarily.
3-3 is the score here tonight. It's a best-of-7 series. Not sure if anybody's going to have anything left for the next 6 possibly. But this is why we're here. It's playoff hockey, and it has been a delight here tonight. It's been a kind of a fluky game. The Komets, when you think about it, we're tied 3-3. We got 65 shots on goal, but that one goal, that fluky goal, that second goal by Cincinnati in the first period, that has really been the difference.
That has, and that sort of changed the beginning portion of the game. Cincinnati going up 2-0, and then the Komets answering with 3, taking the 3-2 lead. Cincinnati tying it at 8:41. Schultz in the third period. So, that's been sort of the point of delineation in this game where things changed. Fort Wayne battled back, and here we are in overtime.
We're going to the second overtime. We'll take a break. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. Your mouth wants you to. Do the deal.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets, and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service.
Bravo!
It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service.
Thank you.
Some might call that old school. But then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
For all your insurance needs, visit Jacob Insurance Service.
Life can be unpredictable. 1 minute everything's fine. In the next, you have a kid with a fever and it's already past 5. That's when you need Parkview First Care. We have extended hours, including evenings and weekends, convenient locations, and Parkview Physicians Group providers to make your whole family feel better. When you can't wait to see your doctor, go to the walk-in clinic that's part of the PPG community of care. Parkview First Care. Get in, get better, get going.
You're listening to Comet Hockey.
Back live at the Coliseum, extra hockey being played. We are tied at 3, and now we are going to a second overtime. It is game 1 of the Kelly Cup playoffs against the Cyclones, and this has been a dandy. We are going to period number 5 here tonight at the Coliseum. Well, we're going to give you a little variety here as we're going to go back in the vault a little bit as we'll play an interview that I had with baseball legend Kirk Gibson, as it's baseball season, so let's have a little baseball flair here, and it has been dramatic, and he hit one of the most dramatic home runs in baseball history back in 1988. I can't believe it has been 30 years since he hit that home run, and Kirk Gibson, of course, was celebrated earlier in the season at Dodger Stadium, commemorating that home run he hit in the World Series off of Dennis Eckersley. And Kirk Gibson's son, Kevin Gibson, plays for the Toledo Walleye, and they were here on New Year's Eve, and Kevin came down to see his son play, so I had a chance to talk to the great Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibson, what an honor. Thank you so much for joining me. National League MVP, 2-time World Series winner, and now you can say Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer. What an honor.
I know. I had to be reminded that I played college football this year. That was a great honor, and we were in New York, and Peyton Manning went in, and some other great names, Steve Spurrier, and it was kind of cool. So many of my teammates came as well. We're getting older. I turned 60 this year, so that's about all you have is memories. I still believe in my head I could do it, but when I try and tune it up and run a little bit, it's not as fast, and there's a good probability I'm going to pull some. So it was enjoyable.
Thank you so much again for coming on with me, and in College Hall of Famer. But talk about a little bit about your son, Kevin. You're a great football player, obviously outstanding baseball player to say the least. But how did he get in hockey?
Well, we grew up basically in the Detroit area, or the close suburbs of Detroit, and that's when the Red Wings were ascending in the mid to late 90s. I knew Steve Yzerman fairly well, and we were season ticket holders, box holders down there at the Joe Louis, and we won many championships, and the Red Wings were unbelievable when they had Lindstrom, and they had Vladdy, and they had Steve Yzerman. Those guys, there was a dynasty, and our kids, we all had the fever. They call it Hockey Town, and we still believe that that's what it is, and they hold that crown, that name. So youth hockey in the Detroit area, we were from Grosse Pointe, Michigan at the time, was, they needed people to coach teams. I happened to start an organization called the Grosse Pointe Spartans, believe that, Spartans. And many of the players here in the East Coast Hockey League that I see, I coached against some of these guys, but those kids were 9, 10, 12, 13 years old, either in our leagues or tournaments. We all went to, of course, International Silver Sticks. We went to, what's the place they go to in Canada? Quebec. Went there, and So it's kind of neat. And, of course, Kevin played his whole life. He's got a great passion for it. And he gets to play with some of those guys that he played against and against some of those guys still to this day. And he just loves the game. He's hooked. And I used to put I think it was about 40 by 95-foot ice sheet in my backyard. We had boards, and we had lights, and they had a scoreboard. And I'd go out there and keep it smooth. The first thing I did was level the lawn, so we could get a quick sheet down if it got cold for a couple days. And, of course, I had a kitchen that was open late at night, too, for the kids. And I just loved that time. Even though I was playing baseball in the winter when hockey was going on, we had a lot of downtime. So, love the game. Kevin still has a great passion for the game. And coming down here to Fort Wayne, when he played for the Quad State Mariners, I got to know Michael Franke very well, and we all know who he is and what he does for the community and this organization. And, we decided on New Year's Eve. What do you do when you're 60 years old on New Year's Eve? Well,
come down to Fort Wayne for a hockey game. We ran
down for a hockey game. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes away. And so far, pretty good period.
Kirk Gibson is my guest. And, Mr. Gibson, you've been in this building before. I remember the last time you were here, I was actually calling the game, and our legendary broadcaster Bob Chase was here, was feeling a little under the weather, but he sat next to you. Now, you guys were able to talk, and Bob actually, he said, you were a hero of his for hitting that home run in '84.
Yeah, he's my hero. You think of some of the guys, some of the managers I've had Jim Leland, Sparky Anderson, Tommy Lasorda in baseball. Look at the broadcasters that I worked with: Dick Enberg, Ernie Harwell, Vin Scully, and Bob Chase. And these guys, I tell you what, if you get a chance, and of course Bob is now passed, but it's one of the prime moments of coming here. That's why in life, you got a lot of sponsors. There's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of wisdom out there. If you just take your time and sit down and let people talk and don't interrupt them, you always pick up little trinkets, things you didn't know. Some of it's useless information, but it's cool, and you could drop it on somebody else later. Other information is very powerful, and what works for Bob Chase or Ernie Harwell or Sparky, those guys knew what was going on. They didn't have all the analytics. They didn't need them, but Sparky would never let us throw home in the first 5 or 6 innings. If there's a guy on second base, he'd say, throw the ball to second base. We were an outfielder. We said, come on, what if it's a one-hopper? He goes, you can walk it to second base. And, little did we understand, we now know by the metrics that if a guy's on second base, there's about a 4% chance of throwing that guy out from the outfield. So he's saying they earned it. I got a 4% chance of throwing him out, but then that guy that hit it goes to second, they get another base hit, we give them a run. Those are the types of things that veteran guys, they've been around and called a lot of games. That's why they know what's going on. And when you get a chance to sit down with them, you take that, and it's an honor, and they lead you down the right roads.
And Bob Chase taught me everything I knew. Listened to him for decades, and he was the one who took me under his wing, and he was the guy, he's the one who brought me into this business. But you actually kind of had a play in that, too, because one of my favorite all-time calls happened in 1988, the Jack Buck call of the home run, and that was one of the reasons why I got into broadcasting, because I always say players come and go, but calls like that live on forever. I can't believe what I just saw.
That was Vin Scully. Jack Buck was, this is going to be a home run. Unbelievable. I don't believe what I just saw. That's a Jack Buck. Don Drysdale had a great call. I have a tape of Don Drysdale's call of that play, and it's on a cassette. And of course, you don't have them in your cars anymore, but I used to, if I was a little down or I needed to pick me up, or I could tell that I was thinking the wrong way. I believe in positivity is more productive than negativity. And I believe that if somebody is negative to me, you can't let it in, so you have to follow it up with, well, that's not, I would say this to myself, that's not like me. I usually perform better in those situations. Then you'd think of something like that. So I'd take Drysdale's thing and throw it in there. I'd say, I've done some pretty good, cool things.
Yes, you have.
Now, don't ask me why or how I ever did it, because, there's some pure luck involved in it. But I will say I was determined, and instead of me saying, well, I've got a torn medial collateral ligament in my right leg, I got a torn hamstring in my left leg, I got 5 shots today, 3 in one and 2 in the other, and Eckersley's the best closer in all the major leagues, I better just sit this one out. When you feel that, that's when you switch it, you pull the switcheroo. And I told myself, when I walk out there, it's going to be me against Eckersley. I dream of confrontations like that, and when the crowd sees me, there's going to be a noise that's going to be really cool. I'll never forget what it sounded like, and I won't hurt. And I wasn't very strong up there, and it was some ugly swings, but I battled to the end, and I got a lucky swing on it. And every time I walk into Dodger Stadium to this day, I look out at the seat, and then I always say seat 88. That's what I call it. It actually hit a lady in the thigh. She sent me a picture, and boy, it was ugly, black and blue. So I guess I hit it harder than I thought it did, but good enough to get out. And of course, it's cool, but the fact that we won the World Series that year, and I was opportunity, I had a great opportunity that we won 2 of them. We won the '84 Tigers, and I got to play with now some Hall of Famers, Jack Morris and Alan Trammell. See, if you just stick around and you're just patient, it'll all come to you. So everybody that's listening, old, young, just like I said, stick around and listen to what people have to say. Don't be afraid to ask a respectful question. It is not meaningless. There's something powerful in everything that's said that we listen to.
Great words. Kurt Gibson, thank you so much for joining me here tonight.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll be back. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. Your mouth wants you to.
New year, new ride. It's the Start Something New sales event at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Huge savings across the board, like save thousands on remaining 2017 Chrysler Pacificas, as well as the brand new 2018s, or score huge bonus cash up to $3,000 off 2017 Journeys, plus huge savings on Challengers, Chargers, and up to $13,000 off select Rams. Oh my! The Start Something New sales event going on now under the giant American flag on Coliseum, or visit us online at glenbrookdodge.com.
Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls' night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's. Don't just think of it as half off late night apps at Applebee's. It's half off the after party, half off the first date, half off girls' night. Late night half-priced apps, only at Applebee's.
Big City Cars on Lima Road. Vehicles as low as $595. Payments starting at just $79. Dependable cars on a budget. Over 20 price under $1,000. If other dealers have turned you down, we go to work when the others say no. Big City Cars. Want a bigger deal? Get up to $5,555 more than your car is worth. And as always, if we can't beat the competitor's deal, we'll give you the car for free. Big City Cars. See dealer for complete details.
Comet Hockey is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance and Gregory Associates in Fort Wayne.
Back live at the Coliseum. Both teams have retaken the ice for the second overtime period. 3-3 is our score. Komets 65 shots on net. Cincinnati with 29. Shane Albarani and Jeff Childs with you here throughout this entire marathon as we keep on playing. Here's the puck drop. We start the second overtime off 5-on-5. As Martineau takes the puck, gonna pop it into the Cincinnati zone. And Atwell into the corner. Over to Powell, back on the far side. Komets keep it in. Try and center it to Martineau, broken up by Atwell. Now Atwell on the far side. He will stick handle. Now he is going to skate with it into the neutral zone. Left side. Here is Powell dropping it back on the near wing. Coming into the corner. It's O'Donnell being chased by Martineau. He left the puck. Kyle has got it up along the far side. Taking a shot. It goes wide. Back up along the near side. The Komets pick it up. Backhander going out of the zone. Cincinnati back with it. And it will be Lowney. Lowney has got it. Motors up along the far side. Touches it into the Komet zone. It's going to be offsides. So, Jeff, the fatigue now might be a factor.
Have to stay fresh. Those shifts that were short in the first overtime, maybe even shorter here in the second overtime. It's a battle of attrition at this point.
Face off to the center line, I guess. So maybe an inadvertent whistle. Face off will be on the left side. And now the puck is going to go on the left side, back down to Hauser. And Hauser will keep it right there. Face-off will be to the right of Hauser. Not quite a minute into this second overtime. And here is Szydlowski Bagenda to take the face-off with Kravchenko to the right of Hauser. And here's Cody Soul. Soul going to go back behind the net up along the far side. That's going to be tipped. Here's Szydlowski. And he's going to get it to Kravchenko. Now to Pinkley. He'll come across the line. Pinkley taking a shot. It goes over the shoulder of Johansson. Far side to the blue line. Trickles out. Cody Soul with it. He'll rip it in. Shot and a save made. Back behind the net. And the Cyclones with the puck. Back on the far side. Szydlowski Bagenda. And it's going to be taken off of his stick. Here's Mason Baptista coming across the line. Baptista has Thompson breaking in. Couldn't connect with him. Now on the near side. Going to come all the way out. Maggio will get it out. And it's going to go along the far side. Here's Ryan Lowney into the Cincinnati zone. Here's MacDonald with a shot. Save made by Johansson. Got the left leg on it. Back out to the neutral zone. Cincinnati's day chief into the Komet zone. Coming into the corner. He collides with Lowney. They both go down. And the puck is going to be scooted forward all the way into the Cincinnati zone. Atwall up along the far side. We're 2 minutes into the second overtime. Tied at 3. On the left wing. It is Martin. Martin takes a hit from Desjardins. It's going to come into the Komet zone. Here's Ryan Lowney. Playing it off the boards. MacDonald knocks it out of the air. Now gloves it down. It's forced up along the far side. And now Martineau flattens the puck out. He skates with it. Banks it off the wall. Desjardins breaking for it. He goes deep into the corner up along the far side here in the Cincinnati zone. He's cut off by Atwall. Backhander all the way out. And Bobby Shea back into his own zone. Shea sets it up on the far side. Now it's Szydlowski to Martineau coming down Johansson. He comes in and a penalty's going to be called. He was hacked from behind. Comes up to McKernan. Extra attacker is on. Atwall grabs it. Power play time for the Komets.
And that's maybe a makeup call from that penalty in the first overtime. About 10 minutes or so, or 12 minutes into that first overtime. And now it's the Komets on the power play as we get started here in the second overtime.
And it will be Atwall or Knodel going off. Big body off the ice for Cincinnati. We are tied at 3. Second overtime. Komets on a power play. It'll be the 5th time tonight the Komets have skated with a man advantage. Face-off will go to the right of Johansson. And it'll be Kravchenko on the drop with Szydlowski Bagenda coming free in front. Here's a backhander and a save by Johansson. Baptista puts it back out in front, and the Cyclones will clear the zone. Baptista skated right out of that drop, right into the goaltender, and Johansson got big and made the save.
Johansson stoned him right in front of the crease, and you don't see saves any bigger than that.
Here's Baptista coming into the corner, back behind the net, and it's Kravchenko. Giving it a look, centers it, and it's broken up. Had Maggio in front of the net. Baptista back on the far side. Oh, bad pass, going to go out of the zone. Kravchenko will go back at his own blue line, moves it forward. Komets get it in. Kravchenko picking up, has Maggio out in front of the net. Up top, here's Szydlowski over to Shea. Shea in the high slot. One-timer, save made by Johansson, and it's under his glove.
Komets are throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Johansson right now. He is getting better and better as the game goes on. Hopefully the Komets can be one step ahead in the second overtime.
And that was the guy who you wanted to have the puck in that situation. The league's leading scorer and MVP, Szydlowski. That was his shot top of the circle, but Johansson made the stop.
Komets are doing all the right things. Their puck movement, their passing. Just have to get one puck by Johansson and take a 1-0 game lead in the series.
Komets one shot away from 70. Here's MacDonald on the far side. Komets still on a power play. And here is Desjardins. Desjardins trying to get a little spacing out there. Now Martineau, top of the circle, through some feet. Here's a shot, it's blocked. And into the corner, it is Schaafsma. Gets bumped off the play, Martineau. Feeds it up top to Bobby Shea, ranging to his left. Here's a shot, save made. Back behind the net. It's Atwell and Schaafsma. They come together. MacDonald comes away with it. Pushed it over onto the far side. Here's Martineau coming in. He missed that far side. Back up. Bobby Shea stepping up. He'll keep it in. O'Donnell is there. He tries to get it loose. Comes to Shea. Shea trying to go to Martineau. Pass is going to go into the corner. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Martineau on the right side into the corner. Kicks it back to the blue line. Komets keep it in. It's Bobby Shea. Shea giving it a look, had a man in front. It was Schaafsma, couldn't connect with him. Now up along the far side, Mozita Magenda will motor for it. He's going to carry it across the line. Mozita Magenda goes back behind the net, still with it. Short-handed chance here. Now we're back to 5-on-5. And now the Komets have got the puck. It is Cody Soul. Soul up along the near side. He'll push it into the Cincinnati zone. And Johansson will stop it. Chris Lowney in the corner, off the near side. And it's going to be played off the boards here on the left wing. McNally trying to get around Binkley. Over onto the far side, Jesse Schultz now into the corner. Now back up along the far side. Here is Lowney calling for the puck. He's got it. Here's a shot. It's blocked. Sean Szydlowski gets it out. Now the Komets got to hustle on back. Here is Cody Soul. Flips it forward. And Petrozelli comes into the corner. Met there by Bukaboom. He was at the end of the shift. And now Lowney with it on the far side. Lowney got a poke checked away. Cyclones with it again. They'll bring it forward. Here is McNally taking a shot. It's blocked. And Baptista will go off the wall. Back into the Cincinnati zone. And here's Atwell. Lost it. Back to Knodel. Now to the blue line. Nice poked away by McKernan. It comes right. Here's a shot. Save made. The Fulbus with a chance. And now back the other way. Komets are going to have numbers. Baptista over the line. Winds up. Shot. Johansson the save. Into the corner. Back behind the net. It is scooped up along the far side. And the Komets have now hit 70 shots on goal. Back into the Komet zone we go. Bobby Shea back behind the net. Lost it to Kyle. Kyle on the far side has Bryson Martin top of the circle. Shot and a save made by Hauser. Right out of the into the glove.
Michael Hauser saw the wrist shot from above the circle all the way and snatched it out of midair, picking cherries, as Hauser has faced nearly, half of the shots that Cincinnati has, that Fort Wayne has shot in this game.
It's been a wild ride. 13:48 to go in the second overtime. 3-3 is our score. Face off to the right of Hauser. Binkley gets to it. Plays it off the wall. Jamie Schaafsma with it. Down the far side to Desjardins. Desjardins gets around Bukaboom. Takes a shot. Save made. And it's knocked behind it. Now we're going to go side of the net. Johansson can't get to it. Loose puck. McKernan comes in. Got him in. Scoops it up. Oh, what a save by Johansson. Score! Score! Jamie Schaafsma on the rebound. Komets win. Komets win. Game 1. Yes! 4-3. Komets with the victory. 13:31 to go in the second overtime. And the Komets finally bring it home. The captain, Jamie Schaafsma, after missing the better part of a month, hauls home the rebound, and he knocks it in past Johansson. 4-3. Jeff Childs, I don't think, is coming back. I just wore him out.
Jamie Schaafsma, beautiful goal. He's finally able to tap it in after an unreal save by Johansson, sliding to his left. Schaafsma right there for the rebound, bangs it home. Komets lead the series 1-0.
Yeah, and you can't take away that save Johansson made on Desjardins. 71 shots, I think, will go in the books. And Johansson, boy, he did everything he could to keep his team in it tonight, but he just came up one short. 72 is actually going to be the number tonight, but Johansson kicked out that left one. He knew nobody was on the puck, and you can kind of tell by his body language when we sat back up that he had no chance in catching that one by Schaafsma.
It seemed like earlier in the game that as the game wore on, the Komets were shooting to the right pad pad, or the left pad for the left wing, looking for that rebound in the slot. Finally, Johansson kicks the rebound out to them. Schaafsma makes no mistake.
And they went high on him, which is also what we saw in the game as well. So, wow, 4-3. Komets outlast the Cyclones in double overtime tonight. We'll be back to wrap it up. You're listening to Komet Hockey on WOWO.
When you set out to find new roads, you can't do it alone. You need a partner on the journey, one you can count on. More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevrolet for the first time and learning that trying something new can be exciting, empowering, downright exhilarating. See for yourself why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
See your Northeast Indiana and Ohio Chevy dealers.
Based on total aggregate recognized industry awards and retail sales share gains 2014 through 2017.
If you're driving down the road and your car dies at the light, you know you've got to make it here, cause we can make it right. Bumping, thumping down the road, transmission's about to blow. We're the ones to fix it right, we're the name to know. Russ Moore. Russ Moore Transmissions. We're here to get you going.
If you suspect a transmission problem, come in and talk to the trusted leader in customer service for over 50 years, Russ Moore Transmission.
Russ Moore. Russ Moore. Russ Moore Transmissions. We're here to get you going.
Call Russ Moore at 482-9414. We're on Coliseum Boulevard West and in Warsaw. Or visit us at russmore.com.
In 1916, Auto Owners Insurance teamed up with local independent agents so customers could get fast, friendly, local service. Bravo! It worked so well, we decided to keep it that way. And 100 years later, we still do things the same way by teaming up with local independent agents who deliver quality, personal service.
Thank you.
Some might call that old school. Then again, maybe everything old is new again. Kind of refreshing, isn't it?
For all your insurance needs, visit Jacob Insurance Service in Angola. Great way to entertain family, friends, clients, or employees, or just treat yourself to a night of entertainment. Luxury suites or club seats at the Memorial Coliseum can be exactly what you're looking for. Whether it's a Fort Wayne Komet hockey game or other sporting event, a concert or family show, suites and club seats at the Coliseum are available on a single event basis. Amazing food and drinks delivered right to your seat. You'll never miss a moment of the action. Call the Premium Seating Office, 260-480-2186, about the suites and club seats at the Memorial Coliseum.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
Welcome to the Komet Hockey OmniSource Recycled Postgame Show.
Oh, well, the voice-weary Shane and Jeff show has now come to an end. 4-3, Komets with the win in double overtime tonight over the Cincinnati Cyclones. The Komets put 72 shots on net tonight. Cincinnati with 31. The Komets come away with the Game 1 victory. How did we get here tonight? In the first period, it was Mozita Bagenda for Cincinnati. 5:26 was the time. Knottle and Johansson, the assistant, was on the power play. Cincinnati would get another one in the second period. It was 5, just 1 minute in. Mozita Magenda helped them out on that, and it was 2-0 Cincinnati. Komets would rattle off 3 straight to get the lead. First one, Maggio at 9:20 of the second period, and it was Szydlowski with the helper. Garrett Thompson, 13:13 of the second period. Kravchenko and Szydlowski with the assist, and that was on the power play. Komets tied it up, and the Komets took the lead in the third. 6:39, Ryan Lowney and MacDonald from Baptista Baptista. And the Komets had the lead, could not hold it, however, as Schultz, he ties it up at 8:41. Canolo and Barrett the assist, and it was on the power play. We played through a first overtime scoreless, and then we got into the second overtime when the captain, Jamie Schaafsma, finally ends the game, sending his team to a 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 series. That we'll take another break, and we'll come back with our player of the game tonight. You're listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
This is Scrap Chat with Max Hall, reminding you that while all metal has value, not all metal recyclers value you. At OmniSource, guys like me tell you what your metal's worth and how to make it worth even more the next time. Because we grind up and spit out scrap, not customers. Find freight advice and fair payment at an OmniSource yard near you in the Fort Wayne area. For locations and a list of metals we buy, visit OmniSource.com or call 855-OMNIBUY, 855-666-4289.
On the ice, on the court, or on the field, the Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are there to provide complete orthopedic care for injured athletes or weekend warriors. Fort Wayne Orthopedics and the Orthopedic Hospital of Lutheran Health Network, official sports medicine provider for the Komets and an integral part of Fort Wayne sports for over 20 years. Go where the pros go. The Orthopedic Hospital and Fort Wayne Orthopedics are a dedicated team of sports medicine specialists, licensed trainers, and therapists, specially trained to keep you in the game.
Welcome to the Comet Hockey OmniSource Recycled Postgame Show.
That will do it. So one last time here from the Coliseum, 4-3. Komets with the win in double overtime to take a 1-0 series lead. Ruoff Home Mortgage, great name to know, player of the game with the game winner. It was Jamie Schaafsma tonight. And a great name to know for your next home mortgage is Ruoff Home Mortgage. Well, Jeff Childs, the voice of Trine Hockey Athletics, he came down here. He's joined me a couple times this season. And Jeff, thank you for being here tonight. I'm sure you had fun.
I had a lot of fun. There's nothing like playoff hockey. Thank you, as always, for inviting me. I'm going to need to go home, get some good sleep, good tea, good night's rest, and recuperate this voice. I advise you to do the same.
See, you get a day off. I don't.
Yeah,
so,
true.
You know, but Jeff will be back on the microphone calling all kinds of Trine Athletics this spring, and we hope to get him back here still yet this season. I got to get this guy on the road, do a road game with us. So thanks a lot, Jeff, for joining us here tonight. You saw a great one, 4-3 Komets with the win. Game 2 tomorrow night back here at the Coliseum. Get your tickets, 6 o'clock start. No excuses. Bad weather. Come on out to a hockey game tomorrow night, Game 2. I've been your play-by-play announcer, Shane Albarani. You've been listening to Comet Hockey on WOWO.
WOWO and WMEE HD2 Fort Wayne.
You've been listening to exciting Fort Wayne Comet Hockey.